And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a very special crossover edition of Weaving Myths Does Tabletop Meets the Mythweavers Virtual Meetup 3. Today's meetup was the Season of Love, and we just got done with a fantastic adventure run by our very own Logan. Wave hi, Logan.
Hello.
Logan, who ran Love Bites in D&D 5th edition. Oh man, it was hilarious. So hilarious, in fact, that Ding had to come back for more.
Yes.
And so he's here now for the second session, the nightcap, as it were.
We're going for 7 straight hours of gaming.
7 straight hours of gaming, where we will be bringing you through a wonderful edition of Rises with Amy, who's on staff. Say hi, Amy.
Hi.
And several of our esteemed Weaving Myths patrons. That would be Logan and Ding and Origami down there in the corner. Everyone say hi for the camera.
Hello.
All right.
I'm also the corner of the country.
Fantastic. Well, I picked Rises because, well, A, I really like the system. B, it really translates well to a kind of theater of the mind, just having fun, pick up gaming type experience. C, the rules are only 4 pages long. Ding, can you show off your hard copy of the entire rule book? That's it.
It's a very simple game.
I still have to read these rules.
Look,
okay.
The rules are very simple. Characters are defined around something called a cliche, which is a figment, something to indicate the type of things that they're good at. And if you look at my chat window over here, you can see the cliches that define Bradford Half-Elf. Bradford Half-Elf is, in fact, the magician, like an actual stage magician. And the things that he is good at are up here. So each cliche is indicated with a certain number of dice. So when they're used in any sort of combat, whether that's actual fisticuffs or just like if he was in a stage magician throwdown with some other stage magician, that's combat 2 in Rises. And so you use those cliches and the number of dice you have to determine your relative strength and who's going to win by rolling that number of d6s, and the highest roll wins. The loser loses 1 die from that quantity until they are defeated. If any one of your cliches goes to 0, the combat's over and you lose. So, with that having been said, I think I basically explained all the rules, right?
Yep.
It's all the key stuff that we need to cover. So, if we could, I kind of introduced Sir Logan's character, but if the rest of you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves, I'll start with Amy.
All right. I've got Esma Shamel. She grew up always wanting to be a knight, but her parents were butchers and just that lower middle class, never quite making it. And then the wizard next door, to save his books, blew a fire that was started somehow into our shop. And so they sorry, I've got to echo here. So the butchery burned down, and so parents are now selling meat on a stick from a cart, and Esma goes around making sure that the tips that the snotty nobles didn't give are actually acquired. Not necessarily
Fair
legally,
enough.
but we're not going to tell her parents that.
Sounds like a nice girl. All right, Ding. Ding, you're up.
Barreled Cooper, a.k.a. Barry Blue Jeans, is a clumsy kid who's really just trying his best. He didn't want to make barrels his whole life, so he tried to apprentice under a wizard. Unfortunately, due to his clumsiness, he bumped into a candle stand and burned several books, starting a fire in the wizard's shop, which is desperately hoping the scary knife lady does not find out was him that started the fire.
I see what you did there.
He got kicked out by the wizard. I actually made my character before He got kicked out by the wizard and picked up from the mud, quite literally, by a knight whose squire had been killed recently and was told, "You'll do well enough. Carry my things." The knight was recently killed when the dragon took the prince, so grabbing what was left of the knight's gear, he set off. He's good at having weapons and arms ready for people who need them and pulling random trinkets out of his seemingly endless backpack.
Fantastic. And that brings us to Origami. Richard.
All right. Tonight we have Hildred the Mighty. She is an ogre blacksmith who is better known for being the third best boulder ball left lobber in the kingdom. She is also an amateur poet. She likes to spout rhyming couplets after she scored a particularly nice goal. She also is a stone whisperer, so occasionally she'll hold up the ball, listen to it, and say to one of her opponents exactly what the bowler has said to her about them, and usually translates it again through the rhyming couplet deal. Outside of the boulder ball arena, she is actually beloved for being a pack lizard foster mom. So all of the huge giant pack lizards that are going around the kingdom getting snapped up by dragons, when they are orphaned, there's a policy among the kingdom that you don't want these giant juvenile pack lizards running around, and the ogres are generally about the right size to take them in and keep them, and so she has a whole pack of foster pack lizards who live with her at the forge.
That is fantastic. Does one of them travel around with you all the time, or?
I mean, no, they're mainly for like they show up for the artist renditions. Occasionally they'll bring one to the arena for like the halftime show or something. They basically have like the puppy bowl, only it's the pack lizard bowl. So they've got a little thing that happens, and then they have the people come by and sweep up all the droppings and everything because they're big. But it's a great time. It's a great time, and people love it.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. All right, well, that's fantastic. So those are 4 characters. They are here in the Kingdom of the Roses. In fact, in the capital city of Rosenberg, which sits on the east bank of the Brandywine River. On the west bank, you will find the Rose Hall, which is the archetypical castle that stands overlooking the town. It's the place where King Reginald the Red rules from his throne, and his son, Prince Percival the Pink, or Percy as he's better known, unfortunately just recently went, well, he's not missing because everyone knows exactly where he went, but he's no longer at the castle because the great pink dragon descended from the Mirage Mountains far to the northeast and scooped him up and has decided that she's going to turn him into her pure heart sacrifice for the upcoming blood moon, which will power her illusions and help her continue to rain darkness from that corner of the kingdom on down. The pink dragon, by the way, is in fact the mascot of the Mythically Virtual Meetup here, and courtesy of Amy's daughter, Blade. And yes, that is, in fact, a human heart there. It's not.
It's a very small dragon.
Yeah, she made efforts to make it as anatomically correct of a human heart as she could.
Right. So, naturally, things in Rosenberg are in a little bit of a tizzy right now with the fact that the dragon basically just kind of swooped in and rained havoc and wreaked havoc, rained destruction, killed off Berold's knight, among others, scooped up Percy, who, despite being beautiful, is not really known throughout the kingdom as brave. In fact, his father's kind of disappointed in that regard. There's been rumors that well, maybe there might not need to be another son so that we have someone who's actually worthy of being king someday. But Percy has been swooped up and taken to the northeast. Oh, poor Amy. And is going to be the sacrificial lamb, as it were, unless someone does something about it. And so the king has called the knights. He's called the gentry. He's called everyone, anyone who is willing to stand up and right the wrongs, seek out the dragon, rescue the prince. Who's rather, lovely specimen.
He's paid, right?
Will be paid handsomely.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with
Yeah, paid handsomely. Some people do it for the money.
I prefer ugly money.
No, just money.
If the coins gleam and glisten when you polish them, it counts, right?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we start with what were each of you doing in town at the time that this calamity struck?
Street magic.
Street
Trying-
magic.
trying to
Were you perhaps an act, a sideshow at the Boulder Ball competition? Because there was, in fact, the Boulder Ball match between the Rosenberg Rockets, of which Hildred is the left lobber.
It was my first big
and,
show.
And their arch rivals, the Rubidia Reavers, from the town to the east, about several days' journey by foot. It was going to be a big match.
I was the halftime show. It's my first big show.
That's a big
Of course.
show.
Yes. I have many,
Right before you were about to roll out, you got one-upped.
The clumsy kid broke all my mirrors is what happened.
Oh no. See, my knight was assigned to guard duty, and so I was trying to help out. He sent me backstage to fetch him some refreshments, and I stumbled down the wrong hallway and tripped over my own feet and fell through his mirrors.
That's bad luck, you know.
It is. Very bad luck.
How many mirrors did you fall through?
How many mirrors did you have? Apparently, I broke all of them.
I was trying to make the audience disappear, so I had 13 very large mirrors.
13 mirrors.
That's. I can do the math. I think that's somewhere just shy of 100 years of bad luck. So, good luck with that.
It's a good thing he is clumsily lucky.
Yeah, fantastic. Maybe the bad luck will actually turn for him when he needs it.
There comes a point when it just goes full cycle, and the bad luck actually turns out to be good luck. You're hoping for that at this point, I think.
It's a circle, a vicious circle.
Yep.
Circle of life.
Circle of luck.
My parents were there selling meat on a stick. I was collecting dropped coins from the stands. Underneath the stands.
Underneath the stands with a sharp knife to the.
No, what? No, not me. No.
Adult.
Goes
I'm
out
sorry.
and
Dropped coins.
She
I
goes
started
out
to
and tries
hear.
to get
I started to hear the phrase "a sharp knife to the coin purse," and I'm like, no, I don't. That's not a phrase I need to hear. Thank you.
No one has angered me that much today. We're good.
No, he just goes and gets everybody to do a wave in the stands, and coins just fall out of their pockets when they stand up. And
Exactly. That's why you go under the stands and collect all the coins.
Shark seats.
Yeah.
It's-
And
All right.
I think the thing that we get is when all this goes down, Hildred had just in fact scored a goal and is standing there with a boulder like lobbed up, up in one hand, doing getting ready to spike the boulder, and says something, but the roar of the dragon fire and the wings and the crowd and people screaming drowns it all out, and she's just like
You took my moment.
You stole my thunder.
Dragon!
All right, so we all have our reasons for vengeance on the dragon, whether it's just love of money, or money to feed your family, or the fact that the dragon insulted your honor. You find yourselves in a company of a number of people setting out to the east, heading down the road, because obviously the Mirage Mountains are far to the northeast, past the Great Forest, even past Rubidia to the north, over the trackless sands to the white, puffy, pink snow-capped mountains that are dubbed the Mirage Mountains because they look pink, even from a distance.
We have to walk the whole way.
It's Lord of the Rings, of course you do.
Yeah, we have to let Howard Shore really sell the moment.
Okay.
You gotta have the helicopter shot coming
Howard
across the top.
Shore or John Williams, fine. I'll deal with that. Won't settle for any less, though.
I mean, I'd take a Zimmerman in a pinch,
Yeah, or a Giacchino.
Yeah.
I could settle for Giacchino. But yeah.
All right. So, but you could always purchase or procure some transport if you wanted to. Otherwise, you are, in fact, hoofing it.
I mean,
Horse, please.
I mean, you do know somebody who's going there with a bunch of pack lizards. Just saying.
Pack lizard, please.
There we go.
I would like to see if I can get a hold of my knight's horse, and
yes, it's
since he is no longer in need of it.
Stabled where it was.
Yep, I know exactly where it was stabled because I'm the one that put it there.
All right, so the rest of you will have the company of pack lizards. How do they smell? They're probably pretty clean.
Probably a bit like cinnamon and cloves, with just a hint of sulfur, I think, because they've got the lizard dragon blood, right? They've got to have a little bit of that sulfury burny thing going on.
Yeah, but
where did the cinnamon and cloves come? Now I'm thinking,
that's the scale. That's the scale shampoo.
Yeah.
I gotta tell my parents this would make a good iguana on a stick recipe with some cinnamon and cloves and a little salt and pepper. That'd probably be really good. Thanks.
You cannot eat the pack.
You just see a giant eyebrow.
Iguana on a stick, not pack lizard. Iguana, small, tiny food stuff.
These
not
have more
pack
meat.
Lizard. Pack lizard.
He just sort of stomps off.
Squire Barry is just not the right thing to say there.
Yeah, I think I just am basically going to have this expression on my face for the next 3 hours or so. All right, so we have lizards, we have horse. Has transport, will travel.
Yes.
The road is well traveled. I mean, this is a major highway going between Rosenberg and Rubidia, so you've got quite some distance to cover. But pack lizards move surprisingly fast, and the horse is well trained, if not well ridden.
At least while the sun's up and it's warm, they move fast.
Right. But as I said, it's probably a couple days' journey to get to Rubidia, and even on your pack animals. And so after about 6 or 7 hours of steady plodding to the east, at which point some of the people who were really gung-ho about going forth to conquer the pink dragon have realized that, oh man, this is a long walk. And they didn't realize they needed to be home by, or now have realized they need to be home by dinner. So they're kind of petering out and turning around and walking away. leaving only the really serious gung-ho mercenary
type
It
people.
doesn't help that, of course, all of the people who've actually like the vets of the militia and the guard and everything are telling all the stories about the people and their units that they've lost to dragons and all the encounters that
Yeah.
they've had with them, and you see like just this steady stream of people just going,
Maybe not.
Wait, I
It's
have
time to
changed
go
my
home and rethink
mind.
their lives.
Exactly.
Bradford actually
it's
tried
like
to
that.
turn around, but he got scared of the pack lizards and came back.
Oh yeah, so
right, because you're
Betsy,
riding at the head of the pack.
yeah, Betsy, who Esma is riding, definitely like keeps sniffing at you and just being like, nom, nom, nom. The other thing about pack lizards is that they eat meat, and so Hildred has been going out at night, just wandering off into the forest and coming back with like a bear or a deer or whatever that's got, like half of it all smashed into little bits from being hit by a giant boulder. And there's lots of nasty crunching sounds as Betsy eats in the evenings before they hibernate for the night.
I could get rabbits, a coney of rabbits for snacks along the way if you want some help.
I can pull rabbits out of my hat.
Ooh, even better.
Dinner and a show.
Free morsels for everyone.
Oh,
All right. So you've made your way to a reasonable stopping point, and not exactly a lush campground, but a nice little quiet spot just off the side of the road, and getting ready to camp for the night. You start to hear the sound of music, singing, and merriment, and such. And it's not Bradford, but Bradford recognizes that it's definitely people who are having a good time. And you can see a little bit of a fire off in the distance, just to the north of the road, maybe just outside of the reach of where you could really see clearly what's going on over there. I have a stock. Yes, I do.
It's coming
Amazing.
from inside the house.
Okay.
As Barry is an obsessive pack rat, could he potentially pull out a spyglass and try to get a better look at what's off in the distance?
Yeah, that sounds like something that Barry could do. Spyglass. That would be. Let's call that a 10. You're gonna need to roll a 10 or better.
Okay.
So since this is our first roll, just point back up to his obsessive pack rat here is a cliche with 2 dice.
Yes.
And so I've set the difficulty at 10, which means that he gets to roll 2d6, and if he has 10 or better, then it's a success.
Yes.
If not, then he comes up with something else.
It will be a difficult roll, but let's see what happens. A 9.
A 9. All right, so
as I'm digging
you
through,
look-
I find a magnifying glass,
magnifying glass,
but not a spyglass.
So you're going to do your best Sherlock Holmes now.
Yes. So now I'm going to hop off the horse and head down, follow the grass, seeing absolutely nothing as I start heading toward the lights.
Well, as someone
Why-
that works
why
with
not?
lenses and mirrors, can I take his magnifying glass and help him make it into a spyglass?
Ooh, using your powers of
Showmanship
illusion.
or showmanship, because
Gotta
It would be
one-up them.
difficult because you only have the one lens, but maybe something that you have in your pack can augment this thing. So that's another 10. So you can give it your best shot there.
what do you do?
It's
The
not going to be
illusion?
easy.
What is it? So you want me to do
you
illusion?
can try to. Whichever you think is more appropriate.
Okay.
It's your justification.
With illusionist, it would be trying to make it out of magic. With showman, it would likely be trying to rig it
Yeah,
up.
actually make it. I'm gonna go with showman.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bust out a curved mirror, but it's the wrong curvature. And so rather than focusing the light coming through the magnifying glass, it's diffusing the light. And so not working at all.
While they're moving forward, trying to figure this out, why don't I claim that I'm going to go find some food to cook for the evening and use them as a distraction while I try and sneak close and see what's going on.
Okay. That sounds like a reasonable type of thing to do. I assume that means you're going to use your either your light fingers or probably Shadow Walker.
Shadow Walker makes more sense.
Yeah, and this is only a 5 simply because it's dark and you know what you're doing, and you do have the cover of someone else. Okay, so you work your way around to the side, and you see that there's a campfire, a fairly sizable campfire actually, and there are a number of figures dancing and singing, dancing in circles around the campfire and singing, and generally having a great time. They appear to be enjoying some sort of meal and also enjoying some sort of entertainment at the same time.
No distinguishing clothing style or anything off of these people, not that I'd really know.
At the moment, they're all wearing kind of drapey hooded robes.
Okay.
Always a good sign.
Oh yeah. I'll
Fantastic.
sneak away, maybe try and find an actual rabbit, and then make my way back. Oh hey, while I was out, basically, while I was out getting some dinner for us, people hooded robes, singing, dancing, eating around the fire. I'm just gonna start cooking the hooded robes. Never liked hooded robes.
Noted.
Better than robes without hoods.
Oh, those are fine. I just don't like hooded robes.
Are we talking like cultist robes?
I don't know how to tell the difference.
Well, usually there's a lot of chanting involved.
They're singing and dancing. Does singing count?
I mean,
Right.
Is it
are they good?
Yeah.
I think
Was
it
it low
rhymes.
toned or was it like, a ditty?
Probably closer to the sea shanty, like
yeah, I don't know.
bards.
One day when the Wellerman comes, they're gonna do some tugging, and we're not gonna ask what that is. Okay, all right, we got it. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Come here, Betsy.
I just want to follow you now.
I mean, I've got gear to set up camp for myself at least.
Well, we can go say hi.
Oh, okay. Hi. Hey, I heard they're singing over there. If you guys aren't cultists, then we should hang out because it's getting dark out here, and there's 4 of us and the pack animals, and it seems like there's a lot more of you, but we've got some food now.
I'm back in the shadows.
Okay, so Amy Esma disappears into the shadows, while the rest of you, the dancing stops and the singing stops for a second, and they kind of look over in that direction, and they wave, "Oh, join us! There's probably I don't know, half a dozen of them.
All right, well, yeah. So, Hildred just like stomps on over basically and leaves leads Betsy with them, and hey everyone, this is Betsy. I don't actually know your horse's name, but
we'll go with Shadow Mist.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. She's just like, okay. And she's like, hi everybody. I see you're wearing robes. Are those cultist robes or just regular robes?
Oh no, they're just the part of the costume for the start of the dance.
Oh, okay. So there's like costumes involved. I was a stage manager once for a show in my elementary school. It's funny. A lot of people don't think that there's real artistry in the ogre schools. They think it's all just advanced mathematics and sciences. But really, we love the arts. So, you know, don't let anybody tell you that we don't appreciate the arts.
Bradford just mouths advanced mathematics.
By the way, you're not fans of the Reavers, are you?
Reaver.
Oh.
You don't talk about the Reaver.
And she just grins at that. So she just
Very much though. The rest of you all, like she's grinning. The rest of you all notice that they said Reaver singular.
Yeah. Barry is leaning his horse over, well, his knight's horse, now his horse, because no one's telling him no. He tries to climb out of the saddle, and his foot gets stuck in the stirrup, and he lands on his butt. I'm Barry, and this is Shadow Mist. Since we're introducing the animals.
Why wouldn't you?
Hello?
Shadow Mist looks quite scrumptious. I mean, lovely. And one of them
that's an odd thing to say.
ambles on over to reach out a hand to help you out. Very hairy hand.
Oh,
actually.
Oh, well, thank you.
On the back, kind
of. Bradford will say, yeah, I'm Bradford. I don't have an animal because they're weird. But what
about the rabbits? The rabbits. There were rabbits earlier in the hat. You should show them. Yeah, show them the rabbits.
Those are money-making rabbits. We don't show them unless people are paying. But
she looks at them like, huh?
What was this dancing about? Why were we dancing? You said it was
costume. We'll feast soon, but first we dance. Join us. And one of them brings up a set of pipes and starts playing a little jaunty, haunting tune, and starts the circle, and they're running around the circle, and kind of like you really want to join them for some reason, and you're gonna kind of have to come up with a way not to join them if you don't want to dance. Almost feel this compulsion to get up and just join the circle. Yes, Esma.
Can I just start from the shadows, sneaking around and picking up any weapons that I see that might be used against us?
Okay, yeah. So you're circling around, but you are within earshot. So
yeah, no, I don't. No, this is creepy as heck.
Very much is.
Pretty sure all their weapons are natural anyway.
Yeah, probably.
So we are going to need a roll. So you're going to have to justify a good cliche that would keep you from being excited to join in with the rivalry.
Well, that's not happening. Hildred is perfectly excited about this. She hasn't been to a good dance in a while, so she's having a ball.
Got it. So Hildred's straight into the circle.
I'm gonna need to know what the dancing looks like, because if it's not pretty as a showman, there's no way I'm joining.
It is definitely joyous, and actually, give me a showman roll just in general, if you would.
Yes.
10.
8.
Quite. Okay. No, they're coordinated. They're very much in time. It's all perfectly intricate. Simple, but not too simplistic. It's definitely It's definitely got rhythm and bounce, and their movements are choreographed in such a way to just excite you.
So it's bring the reverse step in time, bring the reverse step in time. We know what's happening here.
The reverse is coming.
Oh my!
Barry would love to join in, but as a human squire, he knows that before you settle down and start taking care of yourself, you have to take care of the animals, or else they will not be ready to ride the next. So as much as he wants to join in, he's going to have to stop and take care of the horses. And since Hildred headed in, he's going to have to take care of the lizards too. So.
Got it. So we got a squire roll coming here. This should be a cinch for a professional squire.
Yes. That is a total of 11.
Yes. Total of 11.
At least someone.
Definitely the squire stays true to his focus.
Hey, can I tell if this is like a magical hypnotic thing?
So my son has already began to bring props.
Yes!
That is epic.
Which also indicates that the rest of the family's listening live to this event. Weavers,
I'm very sorry for
all
anything I say.
So Amy, no cursing.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, I don't want to hear that, dang it. None of that talk around here. All right, so stage man, are you going to join the party, or are you going to find a way to weasel out?
Does this does it seem like I'm being like magically drawn to the dancing?
It's compelling. You know,
can I use my illusionist skills to determine if it's
term from fate? But yeah, you could argue that you could see some illusion here.
Yeah, this all seems like it's a culty illusion.
Reaver cult?
Oh my
Reaver
god!
Cult.
I'm in. I'm dancing at this point.
No. You only needed a 5.
Oh,
you're good. It's definitely there's something suspicious about, like, it's just unnaturally exciting, and something just makes you want to go rush in. You're having to hold yourself back. Like, that's the type of thing that I use to try and entice people to give me money.
So I definitely
Esma.
don't give them money.
Here's a question.
I cut things. I don't dance.
You cut a rug.
We're out in the middle of nowhere. Do they have any animals with them?
Nope.
Animals don't carry animals.
That seems a bit suspicious.
All right, Esma.
I like the answer. Nope.
I lost you. I didn't hear you.
I was going to say, Esma's going to rely on her laser focus on securing valuables.
Yeah,
to save her.
She's good with a blade. She's not good at dancing. She doesn't dance. Social things.
All right.
She's never had time for that. What do you want me to roll?
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think best?
So, what do you think? You can go with handy with a blade. You think that fits? I could see that.
She's just like, I cut things.
All
I
business.
enjoy cutting things.
All business right now.
Yeah, I enjoy cutting things. I don't enjoy dancing. I'm very bad at it.
So, Hildred is in the circle dancing with these half dozen.
Very
people. Right. Barry is averting his eyes and focused like he has his own blinders on taking care of the horse. Got to brush the horse, brush the horse, brush.
Take off the saddle, brush the horse, make sure it has feed. Then I've got to start dealing with the lizards, which is a much more.
I'm certainly going to mention to Barry that there's weird stuff going on. Can I try to talk Hildred out of the circle?
You can try.
Hey, Hildred, where's the meat that I need to feed your lizards?
Okay, so at that, yeah, that would definitely work. I think to at least give Hildred a roll.
Okay. You can your pack mother.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough roll, but it might work. Nah. Okay. So like she's learned the words in like the first half a minute or so of singing, and is now completely bellowing this song.
She's just going for it. She's dancing around, and like the ground is shaking each time she's hitting the ground because she's so much bigger than everybody else.
And at that also means that it's even harder for the rest of you to not hear the song.
I think we just leave her here.
All right. So there was a roll in there. The illusionist only got an 8. Okay, so Mr. Squire, it's probably fairly suspicious to you that Hildred seems unconcerned about the lizards at the moment.
Oh, it's very, very suspicious because she's always the one who has to go out and hunt for it, and we don't have extra supplies. It's like, and a well-known mother of, or foster mom for these pack lizards would not just leave her loving babies to starve. So at this point, I would like to... he is going to try and fake like he is joining in with the singing in order to get in close enough and pull Hildred away. Though he is probably tripping over his own...
I was going to say, it's basically going to be like a baby grabbing a pinky finger. You know, it's like, oh, that's cute.
It's going to be just, you know, I'm probably tripping over my own 2 feet, but somehow I'm trying to manage to get it. So I feel
it's got to be the unlucky thing that, like, it's not that you're actually able to pull Hildred away, it's that you somehow managed to mess up the whole dance enough to break it up, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Break Hildred's focus on it so that she looks over and realizes that her babies are
hungry. All right. It will be a 10 now.
Okay. So let's see if we can do this. No, that is an 8.
No. Okay. All right. So the challenge is now you're in the circle, and so you're basically hooked onto the leg of Hildred, who's now dragging you around and mesmerizing you further with the music.
Yeah. Oh,
no. Where's the one playing the pipes? Where are they at?
They're kind of leading the circle. It's
how do you lead
if you envision one of those loading pinwheels that you get on websites where there's one dot that leads the rest around the circle. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Where that not perfectly evenly spaced. The one with the pipes is at the front of it.
So
okay,
Barry's stuck to Hildred. Hildred's in this crazy dance. Clearly, talking isn't going to help. But what if I created the illusion of one of her pack animals like screaming in pain or something?
Ooh, I like that.
I will also add the note that Betsy's starting to get a little hungry and has started to get a little closer to get a little closer to you. just kind of sniffing around like.
So mixed in with that scream is my actual scream.
All right. As you are working up this, the panpiper notices that you are trying to interfere, and so he ups the gain on the panpiping to try and make it louder and more obtrusive and drown out your efforts. So we're now actually in musical combat. So rolling against your 10 then is the pan piping song. Oh, and that's a victory. So
Okay.
you are down by 1. You're now down to 2 for your magical illusion for the moment.
Cool.
Can
it wasn't
I
super
use
expensive or anything.
that distraction to step in and try and basically slice the pipes out of his hands? Slice them so they're inoperable.
You could definitely try that. You're trying to actually damage them here. Okay.
Yes, and I am definitely using Andy with a blade.
Okay, got it. For which the Piper will roll. Ooh, will roll Dance of Deception.
Oh,
A success. So you don't manage to knock the pipes out of their hand, but they do have to take them away from their lips, and that breaks the song for just a moment. And so they're going to drop by 1.
Do your
Pencil.
You're still dancing.
Oh, absolutely. She's having a ball still, and I think there's like a nice percussive. It's like that 16th note right after she makes a step. There's a slight thump, as our poor squire as he started just going.
I'm being dragged around the circle.
It's like soft shoe with a person.
Ugh. Ow.
There's going to be some bruises in the morning.
Oh.
Okay, so it's the next round around the campfire. Now we have everyone is in range of the song. So I'm going to need your defensive rolls to avoid being mesmerized here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely in combat now, so still staying with Andy with a blade.
So staying with the knife. Got it.
I'm still trying to take care of things.
I'm still gonna stick with
the target.
but...
Yeah,
my god.
Yeah, but you got it. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, the target to beat is a 14.
Okay.
I'm just going to voluntarily fail this one. She's just
fine. Yeah, she's totally enjoying it, and Barry can only either hold on for dear life or try and roll away.
I'm going to try and roll away. Let's see. So
Clumsily.
with this, I'm attempting to still resist the pipes.
Clumsy lucky. The thumping of being thumped against the ground is overriding the music from above.
Yep. So this is going to be a rough one. Clumsily lucky. Let's hope that he gets bumped, and when she goes in for a kick, he gets tossed out of the. Nope. All right. So you're like, I let go to try and get away from it, but something in my pack has hooked onto the side of
her boot. All right. So now being dragged around by a leather strap.
Help!
But the pan dancer is definitely irritated, and the formation is starting to break up a little bit here. So this time the dancer just tries to play an even sharper ditty to try and lull everyone into deep sleep all at once. They're gonna double up here. So they're gonna roll 6.
That pipe.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna actually try and draw blood here.
Yeah.
Got it.
And to drop the pipe if I have to.
All right.
Oh.
This is what we call a pumped roll. It's probably going to succeed, but that also means that they lose dice off of their roll for the next round.
Ooh.
So I don't think you could. You could tie a 24.
I could tie a 24. And I don't remember what the rules are for me trying to pump either.
Same thing. You would double the number of dice, but you're going to sacrifice half of those dice the next turn. So that 4 becomes a 2.
Okay, I'll still try it. But that's double, so that's 8, right?
But that's double, so yeah, you're going 8.
Because those pipes need to go.
Oh!
Wow.
That's
All right, so
And I'm okay with following up with, I know where the soft parts are. So,
right. So that bam knocks the pipes out of the hand. They go flying off into the grass. At this, the creature turns and the hood flies off to show the horned head, and then those of you who can see the feet can also see the hoof feet of the satyr. Who? Why you?
The Reaver.
The Reaver.
all right. Okay. Give me your best shot.
All right.
Does that break the song, though?
That does break the song. So Hildred is no longer enthralled. And at this point, I think the satyr is going to revert to wrestling as the thing that he does.
I was just gonna say that is it a one-on-one combat, or can we jump in to do something?
You could probably jump
Okay.
in because the other satyrs, the other 5 are also satyrs, and they're going to,
Okay, because I think what happens is the moment the song breaks, Hildred is like, "Wait, what? It stopped?" And she turns around and she looks at the one and realizes what just happened, and she says, "I think it's time for a satyr rocket." Woof, and tries to pick him up by the head and fling him into a tree.
Oh, very
thought
nice.
she's getting,
Okay,
like,
so
Still does not realize that Barry
Lizards
got
love
stuck to her leg.
that 7 is for Amy's combat, but this one here, this second roll here, will be for attempting to avoid being bodily picked up. Ooh, I think you probably win that one, but you do have to roll for your left lobber.
Yeah. And I'm okay with being wrestled because I will know where the soft parts are.
Okay.
And take out a kidney. Oh, wow. Yeah, that one goes flying.
Do they bounce?
They bounced off the tree.
Yeah.
Right. So
they're doing the thing where they're like, my kidney, and then literally just Hildred picks them up by the head and just whoosh.
All right.
Yeah,
And at that, the other satyrs flee into the darkness, whereas the one is now motionless on the ground.
Hey, Betsy, it's dinner time.
I was going to say.
Can you please let me unhook before she gets over here? I'm still stuck.
Huh? I think she does that, like, look down and, like, grabs the pack and just sort of, like, picks you up. And so you're like, you got, like, legs dangling. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Ooh, letting your pack lizards feed on sentient beings.
Yeah, the satyrs deserved it.
It's a they tried to kill us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm listening. I'll be right back.
They're half creature.
All right, so Betsy goes crunch a munch.
Crunch munch.
Crunch a munch. You've broken the satyr spell. What do you do with the rest of your time here? There was some food that they did have. They were
Yeah.
they were
Shouldn't waste the food.
It's not like human flesh or anything, right?
doesn't appear to be human flesh. I think that's
Alright.
not really what they're after.
Yep.
Just ask.
I mean, if you don't know, is it really cannibalism?
It's-
Although I'm not.
Barry. Once Barry finishes taking care of the animals, he'll try and go find where that pan flute landed.
all right. You definitely track. Actually, why don't give me it's a 5, but why don't you give me your darn it, obsessive pack rat.
Yep.
Like searching skill.
5.
Okay. It takes you a while, but eventually you practically trip over them in the grass. So now you have yourself
I don't.
your very own
I do trip over them.
pipes
That's how
of
you
charm.
find it.
Yeah, that's how I find it. I tripped over it. You couldn't
Got it.
find the pan flutes, and they're right under your nose.
Are now. You tripped
No,
over
but I
a
can
root
find them
and,
if they're right under my feet.
Face palmed into them.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right.
All right.
So the rest of the evening passes uneventfully, and in the morning it's kind of cool in the trees. It takes a little longer for the pack lizards to really warm up to the temperature, but eventually, about mid-morning, they're rough and tumble, ready to go, having fully digested that scrumptious meal. And you ride on through the woods to the east to the Great River. The Great River is much wider than the Brandywine. It flows from north to south, kind of in a windy path. Somewhere not too far to the south is the delta that opens up into the Crystal Sea. But right here, the river is wide and deep, slow moving. But to cross it, the highway has a wide stone bridge that goes straight east-west across the river. As you're coming up to it, you hear the sounds of splashing and laughter from nearby in the waters.
These are the exact words out of Esma's mouth. Not again. And she's staying away from the waters.
Well, but you do have to cross the river at some point.
I don't hear any music.
Not what again?
Yeah. There's more satyrs? What?
Is this like a childhood trauma thing that we're going to have to talk about later in about an hour after we've dealt with whatever's going on here? So we're doing a bonding moment because I gotta warn you, I don't do those very well. People say I'm a little cold, I guess sometimes, but
I feel like that's
No,
what this
I'll be
is gonna
fine.
be, Hal.
We can just do it in a montage.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna find
Okay.
another place to cross.
We'll just
Okay.
montage. No big deal.
So Hildred starts walking up and is just like, "Hey, Fred," to the bridge troll who hangs out under.
Oh, it's not a bridge troll. It's nowhere near a bridge troll. In fact, glancing down at the water,
prettier.
you see beautiful women splashing around and having a grand old time.
Well,
entirely enjoying their swim without
Bradford's
any
gonna
income
go talk to him and use his charming to do stuff.
All right, Bradford comes on up, and they seemed interested in Hildred, but now they seem really interested in Bradford. These lovely women are splashing water up at him. Come play, come swim. It's maybe 8 feet down from the peak of the bridge into the water.
This, again, we're in the middle of nowhere, so this seems a bit odd for people to just be playing in the river. In my time as a knight squire, would we have potentially come across something like this where I would know what these are?
Possibly. That's a 10, but go ahead and roll your squiredom.
What do you think they are? Manatees? Relax.
They're definitely not manatees.
That is a total of 17.
Yes. In fact, Harold has heard of nymphs frequenting pools and ponds and other freshwater places. They hang out and they like to frolic, especially if young and eligible-looking menfolk come by.
Yeah, Bradford's got his
Beryl-
shoes off. He's ready to go
And Beryl
swimming.
is so young and eligible-looking.
You're muted, Origami.
Oh, yeah. So Hildred is just going to grab him by the scruff of the neck and goes, "They're too pretty for you." I just start
Oh no! Please let him come play.
Maybe on the way back after we've saved the prince, we've got work to do.
Oh no! There's still plenty of time. In fact, they're so charmingly beautiful that Harold and Bradford are going to have to make rolls to actively resist being charmed into sticking around.
I mean, to be fair, so is Hildred. So
That's true. Hildred's as much a sucker for a pretty face as anyone else.
Esma grew up in the city. She's heard the stories of what it's like out in the country. She's just after the Seder, she's like, nope, not dealing with it, and it's just staying away until there's trouble.
Yeah. Given that he knows what these are, Barry is going to try his hardest to hold on to the code that he agreed to when he became the Night Squire, and hold on to the vengeance that he must have against the dragon for killing his knight. He's just going to really try to focus and put the proverbial blinders on again.
That's right. Don't look at them. Don't.
Nope.
Oh.
But a pretty face catches his eye, and he just can't look away.
Oh no!
Shrek, I'm looking down.
I'm You know what Bradford's gonna do? He's gonna try to fight fire with fire.
No,
So
keep your clothes on.
He's gonna try to just be so charming that somehow he sees through their charming. It's not gonna work, but no, I kind of wanted it to just be charming.
Yeah, the boys are having none of just leaving the bridge. In fact,
and I think Hildred ended up tying. And for her, it's more just the like we've said we have work to do, and we have work to do. So that's the like blacksmith work ethic coming in. And so she goes to try and grab both of them by the scruff of the neck, but we'll have to see what happens.
All right, boys. So you're going to have to resist this roll. You're attempting to be grappled to be taken away from the object of your affection, your instant affection.
Hildred, how can I help you?
I mean, is Esma actually asking that?
Yeah.
Out loud?
Yeah, I'm calling out from the bank, just like back where it's safe. How can I help?
How?
I mean,
the funny thing is, I think you're about the only one that's safe here.
Blindfolds, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd poke their eyes out, but I don't think that would be helpful later, so,
No, it's easier, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Try and find something to rip up to make blindfolds while I...
And as this conversation is going on, like you hear the two of the guys can hear Hildred going, they're a little skinny, but I mean, no.
Oh,
Well, you know, I mean,
actually, you know
ogres are going to
what?
be ogres.
I could scare Betsy into stampeding forward across the nymphs.
With
How did pack lizards swim?
Obviously, yes, they have to, because no one wants to float a wagon across a river because we know that that's terrible for them. So yeah, you need the pack lizards to be able to swim across, so you don't lose axles and get dysentery and.
And sometimes if they go fast enough, they can go across the water.
Right, and get bit by a rattlesnake.
They've got exactly, and they've got the big webbed. That's why they have the big webbing between the fingers. That's what that's for, so that they can swim. So, yeah.
So they're giant amphibious pack.
Yes.
Dang, these are some pretty cool pack lizards. All right.
Yeah.
They get cooler as the story.
how are you going to create a pack lizard stampede?
Don't tell Hildred.
oh no!
Oh my god!
Just a
All right,
little,
so
just a little between the.
so that's
In the coin purse?
So is the roll?
No, that's internal.
Not to do damage, just to startle.
Is
Okay.
the roll
Alright,
to see
so-
whether or not Hildred notices? It's not so much of whether it actually affects the nymphs. It's more whether Hildred finds out.
I'm
Right,
standing
so-
behind. I am going to do my best to hide behind these things.
That's a knows where the soft bits are, I think.
Yep.
Against the pack mama's instinct.
Oh god.
All right,
And
so
it is
soft bits is
not-
a straight 10.
I don't want to do damage. I just want to get them moving. Oh, come on.
Yeah, well, it's soft, but they have really tough hide. You actually didn't prick them hard enough to.
I think Betsy just sort of turns around and looks at you like, "Oh, okay," and then like goes to lick you.
Oh, I know. Dinner.
You mean taste you?
Okay, she was itching right there, and I happened to get the spot. That's why she licked me. I'll point at the nymphs and go, dinner!
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not working. Meanwhile, the boys have dropped their boots, and they're trying to wriggle out of their shirts to get out of Hildred's grasp.
Hildred, call for them. I'll get on Betsy and steer.
What?
Are we
Call like
allowed
you did
to?
for dinner.
They're
Are
not
we allowed
riding.
to make rolls to try and get free from Hildred?
The boys, yeah, they're probably. You're going to try your best, I think, to try and get free here. So, why don't you describe which cliche you use to escape from Hildred's grasp?
Barry, knowing that he is outmatched physically, is going to try and call upon some of the few things that he learned as a young wizard's apprentice.
Oh boy!
Try and create a spell that pushes Hildred away from him, which would cause him to be able to drop to the ground.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
and are we allowed to boost these?
You could, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that would be. I mean, you're kind of intentionally weakening yourself, but if your ultimate goal is to fail and end up in the nymph's caress, then that's probably
right.
That's probably working for you right now.
Right. So I don't want to fail that.
You don't want to succeed.
But that's the thing.
I
Is
want to
you,
get.
as the character, you want to succeed.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay. So I'm going to boost this so I have the best chance of succeeding and shoving you away.
Awesome.
So that will be a double boost for my failed wizard's apprentice, which will put me at 3d6.
All right. So if you do not win this roll, then you are in Hildred's power for the rest of the scene.
Okay.
If you win the roll, you're in the nymph's power for the rest of the scene.
It's a win-win either way. And I think this is
Yeah,
still...
I mean, as a storyteller, I can't lose.
Yeah, I feel like this is still the blacksmith thing of, no, we've got to do the thing.
Yeah, we've got to do the thing that we came to do the thing for.
I feel as though this would be versus, the boulder ball.
Yeah. All right. So you just you try and push yourself away, and the spell just blows up in your face, and Hildred tucks you under an arm. Now stay there.
He knocks himself out with his own spell. That's fitting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Bradford, as part of his shows, often doing escape artistry.
Okay.
And so he's gonna
It's a
just
showman.
flat out try to get out of this thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Fortunately, you have one powerful ogre who's
just like
very keen on keeping you tied up. So
Because illusionist is so expensive.
yeah, you're
she's literally just got him tucked under the arms now in like little armpits, and all you can see are their heads poking out.
Bradford is crying. He's openly weeping because he wants to get to the nymph so badly.
Bradford still has one die. He's got one more round of this. Hildred, what are you going to do while you're trying to keep them under wraps? Because the nymphs are continuing to call from down below.
I think she goes and she just sort of like looks over the edge with the two of them, which of course puts their faces over the edge as well, so they can look down at the same time. So that we find out probably with this roll of whether Hildred falls in with the two of them, or is able to then like walk away. So
Hey, Esma, can you give me a light fingers roll just at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Esma notices in passing, because she notices things like this, that one of the nymphs is wearing a very ornate, shiny diamond necklace.
Oh, damn it. That's worth a lot of money.
Great. Okay. Anyway, so Hildred, you were describing how you were going to maybe escape, maybe?
Yeah, she just like goes to take one last look at him, just to be like,
just to fix them in the memory.
Yeah, just okay. One last look, boys.
This is where Bradford's gonna.
I'm unconscious.
This is where Bradford's gonna use his illusion
I knocked
skill.
myself out with a spell.
He heard her talk about how they were too thin, so he's gonna use his illusion skill to make one a little thicker, one he thinks might be a little more Hilda's type, and so that she wants to join in on this thing. He is ready to do this.
I also think like at this point, like we get a quick cut to the locker room where there's like a poster of one of the players on the Rubidia Reavers who she's got a total secret crush on, and it just happens to look like that player a little bit.
Oh boy.
Yep. Assuming it works.
Assuming it works. Yeah.
Illusion away against the blacksmith work ethic.
How do we pump it again?
Oh, you're gonna pump. So that would be you rolling 6.
6
against his 4.
Here we go.
All right. So meanwhile, the illusionist is crafting a spell that makes one of the lovely ladies look a little chubbier, a little bigger, a little taller, a little
just exactly,
with a double C.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Hildred's type.
Little more Hildred's type.
Okay.
Now,
little ogre-y looking nymph.
All right. So I think at that point, Hildred's like she's been like just barely keeping it together, and I think there's a moment where she just kind of like her jaw drops a little bit. She's like, "Oh." And I think that's the moment.
Great.
All right, let's go save Mama, girls. I'm not poking now.
That's the moment when she accidentally drops both of the boys into the water.
Tell me she drops them on some of the nymphs and knocks them out.
I mean, we should find out.
We should.
All right,
find out.
so you're
I may be out.
dumping the boys.
Clumsily unlucky seems like it fits so well here.
Okay. I'll allow you to substitute that for the drop roll.
Okay. So here's my clumsily unlucky of a 13.
13. All right. So the nymphs are in fact fantastic
Or
swimmers,
clumsily lucky, not clumsily unlucky.
but they're
But
just
not
not fantastically swimming enough. In fact, you fall on the one that Esma had her eye on, the one with the diamond necklace around her neck.
And clearly the diamond necklace has to get caught on something, right? So you're stuck to them as they're
I'm clumsily lucky. I'm stuck to her. She got hit in the face.
So you don't have short hair. You have kind of that foppish, the current infant hairstyle, right? Where it's kind of cropped about about to the nape of the neck or so. Yeah, the hair gets tangled up in the chain. Oh, that's gonna be painful.
Oh no. I remember back when I had long hair and when I would get things caught in it. No, don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
And Bradford goes down too.
Anyhow,
right?
so you're.
Yep,
Bradford's now in the drink. He's rapidly rescued by a nubile nymph who
I'm getting on
helps him
Betsy
swim
and saying,
into a little shadowy pool part of the river near the shade underneath the bridge.
I'm jumping up on Betsy. I point at Bradford and say, "She's trying to take your snack. Let's go get her."
Take your snack.
Yeah, it's only a
All
secret.
right.
You made
But
a
I
joke
think
about
it was a great.
That's a secret chef roll.
Does Bradford hear
Oh
this?
my!
It's not going to
You know
work,
what?
but it seems right.
So there is a rule for inappropriate cliches if you can justify them by making them really funny. For me, yeah, I'll let you roll
That
this.
qualifies.
And the advantage of inappropriate cliches is if you lose, you don't lose any dice. But if you win, the opponent loses double dice.
I'm okay with that. I don't think I'm going to win, but
I thought it was they lose 3 dice instead of 1.
Right. Sorry, it's 3 dice. Yes. Yes.
I only know that because I was just looking at it.
Yeah,
and
you're right. I was trying to remember it was double or 3, and it's 3.
all right. I'm rolling my secret chef. I don't think I'm going to win. But hey, go get her!
Alright, so
a
go
good,
get her,
as good
and
a chance as you can.
You whack Betsy on the rump with the knife hilt, and it's just enough to get her moving. And so she starts the hilt. Yes, the hilt of the knife. You're not actually trying to stab Betsy.
No,
would
no,
be-
no, 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 no.
Not at all. We would never.
No, of course not. So Betsy starts lumbering down into the water. Flop, 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 flop. And now there's just imminent chaos with nymphs everywhere and boys everywhere and
This sounds like
Totally
wizards
trying
everywhere.
to pick up any jewelry off of the nymphs I can as we pass by.
this legit sounds like a pool party at Vegas.
Vegas pool party. This is not, but okay. All right, so can the nymphs avoid the onrush of the Betsy? Because if they can't, they are down to 2 on swimming. Then they will lose 3 dice and be out of the fight. Oh! Betsy literally just makes a beeline through the middle of the pile and just like clears a path. Grabs Beryl by the scruff of the neck and just drags him out of the middle of the pile. Him and the nymph who's
attached to me,
tied to him by his hair. Ow!
Right, I am
Fortunately, she
reaching down and grabbing that necklace to free Beryl.
Ow!
Fortunately, she's lithe, and not too much of a weight until you get on the shore. Oh, then it hurts.
See, I can only imagine he knocked himself out with the spell, and then he's woken up by his hair.
Yeah. The short hairs at the base of the neck are the one that are getting just yanked on.
Oh! Owie! 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 Owie!
Ow! Yeah. You lost a few of those hairs because to get you free, the knife girl just like.
Sorry, I had to pockets the necklace.
All right. Well, you've dispersed the nymphs and made it to the far side of the bridge.
We should have got across the water the whole time. This is awesome.
Are we out of our spell?
Who's a good
girl?
Betsy's a good girl.
So both the boys were defeated. That means that you're going to need to do something at the next town to recover.
I know I was defeated. Did he actually go down?
Oh wait!
Yeah, no,
he succeeded.
I was outright.
You succeeded on that last roll.
I don't think.
So yeah, by succeeding on that last roll, even with the pump, you'd only be down to 1 die, but you're not out, so you'll recover. But Beryl is going to need to find some new spell components or something when he's in town.
Bradford. Yeah. Oh yeah. Beryl,
no,
yeah.
Beryl. Bradford succeeded.
Bradford's fine. Beryl is the one who, blew up arcade magic in his own face.
So Bradford also looks at Beryl and goes, "See, sometimes you have to pretend to give in order to resist."
Liar.
All right.
How you
Safely.
Is that a human thing?
Yes.
I don't know. How are you doing, Mildred? Are you okay?
I'm half elf.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have some nice dreams.
You are welcome.
Yeah. No. Let's go.
All right. Continuing on to the east, you follow the road, and within another hour or so, you see the red brick facade of Rubidia looming on the horizon. Large walled town. All the buildings are made out of the red brick from the clay that's so predominant in the hills to the north of town.
Are they going to let you in, Hildred?
I mean, I know that this town tends to root for the Reavers, but I don't see why they wouldn't unless they, don't have a inn big enough, which, I mean, I've had that happen before. I mean, but, you know.
Make her look smaller.
Make do.
Yeah, make her look smaller. Yeah, that'll help.
Get her in the town anyway.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So there are plenty of ogres in this part of the country too. I mean,
An inn will be nice.
You don't get a lot of call for human or even dwarven left lobbers or right lobbers because the boulders are fairly good size, and if you want to score from distance, you need someone a little bigger. So there's definitely ogre-sized places, and those tend to be a little more rough and tumble. But that's the type of person that you are. So no problem there. You find a nice, cozy place not too far from the west gate of town. Find your way inside. It's maybe slightly low slung by ogre standards, but still plenty spacious. Big chairs and heavy set tables, and most of them show some signs of having been patched together, probably broken at some point in the past and having been reassembled.
Chronic bar fight. I see. This ought to be a lively.
I mean, there's not bar fight going on right now. In fact, it's relatively empty because it's not quite dinner time. There are a few dwarves over at one table. One of them seems to be deep in his cups and is just beside himself. The others are trying to console him. The bartender looks over and actually recognizes our left lobber, who's a little famous in these parts.
Hey, autographs are 2 coppers apiece. I've got some headshots in here, and pulls out like a short stack of like sketchings that have been like printed out, and she has signed them with Hildred, with the space in between. It's 2 words, part of the brand, if you want to sketch, actually, I don't have one of the sketch artists with me. Sorry, but if you know somebody and you want to set one up, I've got the ball here, got the boulder. I've got a couple of jerseys actually in the pack too. If you want some of those, we've got them sized for everything from a dwarf up. So let me know. Just saying.
Can we establish a little bit of lore about my knight? Because I kind of pictured him as kind of the pompous, self-absorbed type. And I very much think with that kind of person, he might expect his squire to either write things about him or make sketches of him in heroic places where I'm able to assist.
You certainly would be writing his memoirs as you went.
So I might be able to help with the sketches. They may not be the best quality, but they are, it's better to have a low quality sketch with your hero than to have none at all.
I have a newfound respect for Hildred now.
Hildred is kind of famous. No, it's no good at all, says the despondent dwarf to his colleagues. The barkeep waves the group on over to a table kind of a little further away where they can enjoy themselves. And quickly there are ales aplenty. Generally, Hildred doesn't need to pay for ale wherever she goes.
I'm just waiting for the instead of boulder lobbing, the dwarf lobbing to occur. So I'm just going to find a nice corner, order 1 ale, some food, sit back, and wait for the coin purses to fall off.
This is
clever.
This is also where Bradford he's used to working these kind of places, so he kind of accidentally falls into that sometimes. He starts pulling things out of people's ears and stuff, like just putting on a little bit of a show.
Please tell me he goes over to the dwarves and is trying to like.
Oh yeah, he does. He's
not reading the room at all.
No, here's what he's never been good at is like reading the room, and like his tricks are always like a little off. Like instead of pulling like a coin behind someone's ear, he like starts pulling out like I don't know, like he tries to pull water out of their ear and it just falls on them. Like he's just not right. It's wrong. Like. He tries to pull a rabbit out of a hat and like a donkey comes out. Like it's just not.
I'm going to lean over to Hildred and said, so who wants to tell him he needs to find a new career?
Wait,
Yeah, you really shouldn't be pulling people's
Not it.
personal belongings
He
out
has
of their
a
coin
career.
purses and calling it a trick.
Yeah.
That's just thievery.
Is that what he does for a living?
Yeah.
I thought he was just professionally mediocre looking.
I am a half elf. I am pretty.
Yeah, but she
Pretty
so
mediocre.
you're all skinny and
I
angular.
know. I'm just.
All right, so
How dare you,
Bradford tries to cheer up the dwarf by conjuring some sort of refilling of ale into his horn
It's an
there.
illusion.
But it doesn't work. It's just an illusion. Nothing is going right. First we lose our mine. Then I can't pay the dowry. This is terrible. Throws the actually empty horn onto the ground where the last drops spill out onto the stone floor.
Wait, he can't pay the dowry?
That's what he said.
What happened to your mind?
Well, we mine the Mirage Mountains far to the north. Since the dragon has become active again, that's just not profitable.
Barry looks at Esma and looks at the necklace. Goes,
I know.
These hills around here are far too
I'll take it.
Thanks.
too poor in gemstones to be of any concern. There's no possible way that we'll be able to mine enough to pay.
We just found stuff just right in the river.
Yeah. At this point, Barry will walk over with the necklace that Esma has just given him and offer it to the dwarf. It may not be enough, but I hope this can help.
He stares at the necklace. He looks up at human. What? What? You're just gonna give this? Are you crazy, man?
We actually have to get to the mountains. We could use a guide.
Yeah, we're heading up into the mountains at the moment. I am more than willing to let you have this to help you out with your dowry if you will show us the path up into the mountains and safely. We're here to get rid of the dragon.
Oh, I guess I could take you up on kindness. But a deal's a deal. I'll take the necklace. He scoops it up real fast.
Sorry, no dwarf tossing. Sorry.
Dwarven speed there on seeing pretty gemstones and making sure that they're properly possessed.
Yes. Which I will note, that's probably about the most confident that you've seen Barry is when he was genuinely trying to help someone who looked sad.
Hit him in the feels.
Yeah, stop trying to make us cry. Not crying this time.
Man,
This time,
I'm not crying. You're crying.
why are there ninjas cutting onions in my room?
look, there's one behind you.
Dang onion ninjas. All right.
Oh.
So you have acquired for yourself someone who knows the path across the trackless sands to take you up to the north to where you can find the dragon in her lair in the Mirage Mountains. Well,
Yes, that's a good
when
one.
do you leave?
What?
Anybody want an autograph before we head out? Wait,
No,
are they
I
all?
gave all the autographs out. They don't want any more of my autographs.
Oh. So you hear Mildred just like trying to stifle this laugh and completely fail at it. You know, you're a lot better at comedy than you are at whatever it is that you do.
Bradford just goes, thanks. Doesn't realize that.
All right, so roll your left lobber, and that's how many autographs you will give away. Evening.
At least 4, possibly 24.
That's a lot of coppers.
All right,
Very
so
popular.
There's a lot of fans, and it's right before the dinner rush too. We're not leaving overnight, so yeah.
So you easily make 30, 40 copper just straight up in signing out copies. You're sold out.
Total respect.
Before the
Total
demand
respect.
is like sated.
I feel like at one point, like, she runs out of human-sized ones, and so there's a big, burly-looking dude who's probably, like, pushing 350, 400 pounds. He's, like, 6'3", and he's walking out with his jersey that makes it look like he's a toddler, in his parents' shirt. But it was the only jersey left. Walking out of the
It was the game-worn one from the game that got interrupted.
Yeah. He's like holding it up,
Actual blood spatters on it from dragon violence.
That was probably
those game-worn jerseys. Those are worth mint. He's probably going to go turn that one for a couple thousand gold pieces if he ever gives it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hildred's just like, yeah, it was totally worth the smile on his face.
Oh.
And the coppers that I got.
Bradford's in the back, like, making a fake illusionary pile of gold. Like, this is what I got for my autographs.
roll that illusion. I want to see how big your pile is.
Roll that illusion versus pack rat, because I'm going to realize if you make more than what you can actually carry.
Not bad.
It's a respectable size.
Yeah, I can't. Even on a max roll, I can't beat that. So.
Yeah. So the pack rat is convinced. He didn't overdo it. He knows the right line for illusions, which is just enough, but not too much.
Although the one who is constantly looking for money might not, or might notice.
Oh no, I already knew that he was lying, and just let him go.
It turns into wooden coins as you look away.
Yeah, I did.
The illusion holds up just long enough for me to be distracted by something else. And you're just sweating, waiting. It's like he looks away and the illusion drops.
I can't wait till later when you're like, "Your bar gold coin," and I'm like, "No."
What a dick! I saw that guy. He had like a bunch of them.
Right, because at this point, to get your magic mojo back, you are going to need to go buy some spell components.
Yep, I'm going to need to go spend some time getting some more components. I got to get some more Eye of Newt and Hair of Bat, all of that.
Did it get better? The Newt, did it get better?
That's what we're trying to accomplish here, making the Newt better.
That's what you want to call it. That's fine.
I have got to see the scene with Esma and him like walking into this store. I gotta know what the store is like.
Okay, yeah, I want to.
All right, so it's a little bit difficult to find the type of store that you're looking for because they don't have one on every street corner. They pretty much only pop into existence when you need one, and they're kind of like in a dark alley.
You've either got to find a wizard or you've got to find a shady dealer in an alley.
Yeah,
and this town doesn't seem to have a wizard, so let's see where we're going.
Right. So you're looking for one of those Baba Yaga huts that just happens to appear in that alley when you need it.
Yep.
The
secret brick in an alley that you have to turn 2/3 of the way around so that it will reveal the symbol so that you can open the magic door into, secret goblin shop or
And
whatever.
people think thieves have complicated ways to get to the guild. This is dumb.
All right, so you find your way into this hag's hut. I mean, the inside looks like it's a hut in the middle of a swamp somewhere, not a shop tucked into a wall inside a big town.
Yeah, it's like we went in the side of a building that didn't for it, and we look out the window and there's a tree over there.
Okay, so
Right.
it looks and smells like it's in the middle of a swamp. We've been traveling with pack lizards. We're fine with the sulfur.
Yeah, I mean, the sulfur doesn't bother you. It's just like you look out the window and it's
like
definitely like, seeing a Shrek or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like shrunken heads and coconuts.
They
hanging
come
next to
that
each other.
way, or did how? What?
Don't ask about the heads. It's better not to. I know, and it's better not to. Just
Okay.
There's,
it's better
there's
not
jars with floaty body parts and jars of all sorts of concoctions of different colors. Some of them are bubbly. Some of
Did
them
you
are.
see the knife marks on that? That's a
Some of
horrible
them-
way to butcher. What is
Some of
this
them are
person doing?
Some
They
of them
don't
are
know what they're
seething at
doing.
the top, but there's nothing heating them. They're just
bubbling.
boiling.
I'm just appalled at the horrible knife work that's gone on to butchering whatever in these jars. It's just like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh
Are
my
you saying this-
gosh.
Yeah, some
Are
of
you
them
saying
look.
this out loud?
Some of them look like they weren't
Yes.
cut. Some of them look like they were just literally torn off and thrown in the jar.
Why? That's such a waste.
On some of these creatures, they'll regenerate limbs if you just pull it off. But if you cut it with something, it won't grow back. It's
Yeah, that
horrible.
doesn't make
I know.
sense either.
Something
Right,
about
so-
something about they really don't like iron.
Okay, use
Anyway.
bronze.
Bradford is like so annoyed by this commenting that he's thinking about making it look like they're cut knives for her an illusion, but doesn't want to waste his time.
Yeah.
All right. So you work your way to the back of the shop where there's a cauldron and a old lady bent over the cauldron stirring it. You can see that the big wooden paddle that she's stirring with, like the wood is starting to hiss and smoke right at the surface of the liquid.
Don't touch. Got
She
it.
doesn't care. She just keeps stirring this
Yeah.
gigantic pot of kind of Homer Simpson radioactive green glowing stuff.
Yep. I'll go up to the counter. Excuse me, I need
Stuff.
a new components pouch and also a new an extra mana potion to get me kickstarted.
So it is. It's always an apprentice. Always the master. Look back on the third shelf. It'll be just under your waist high.
Thank you. And he'll walk off and find the thing.
And so it's like underneath a shelf that has a lizard, like a taxiderm pack lizard, with limbs kind of draping over the side. You can see kind of the
big shelf.
the spell pouch. It's juvenile,
Oh,
probably.
fine.
Yeah, not a full grown one. No. As I said, the limbs are kind of draped over, so you can just see the edges of the tails that you would use to take the pouch and tie it around your waist, so that you always have your spell pouch handy for you.
All right. I'll carefully lift the taxidermied lizard up and scoot it over to another spot and pull out the pouch. And I'm waiting for you to tell me that it starts moving.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not
the
taxidermy.
lizard looks up because it's not. The lizard, and it kind of hisses in.
Nope. Mm-mm. Two.
We can
I'll
save
get the. I'll be really quick and light fingered and grab that pouch for him.
15 minutes can save you 15%. That's what the lizard
So the lizard is illusioned to become a spokesperson. Make the roll. Give me a 10.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I can't type all of a sudden. There you go. I made it.
15 minutes. Could save you 15 minutes.
Yeah, nope.
Out of your car.
I'm going to say as I jump backward, I happen to kind of stumble over my own feet and kick up, and I would like to use my clumsily lucky to happen to knock the bag and the lizard up, so that Esma can catch it.
Okay.
The bag, not the lizard.
Yes, the bag, not the lizard. Although if I roll poorly,
the zombie lizard.
That's just disgusting. If you're gonna kill it and eat it, just keep it dead.
So that is an 11.
All right, that's a success. So you trip backwards, knocking the pouch up into the air with your foot. Esma snags it and pulls it back just before the lizard goes.
All right.
Because apparently it's really also good at catching things out of the air with its tongue.
Okay. We got the bag.
Thanks, Pascal. Just stay there.
Kids were just watching that movie earlier today. But I don't recall the little chameleon being a zombie.
Yes, now.
It's a fantasy world.
He can save you money.
Here you go. Here you go, Barry.
Just leave your coins in the pot.
Okay. I'll just pull my coins out and set them in the pot.
Okay. They drop, sink without a trace, except there's a little bit of
Bubble.
smoke that rises up as the metal just dissolves into the goo. Copper. I love the smell of copper.
And then the smoke forms a receipt,
so
right?
Warm. Yeah. There's a piece of paper that just happens to appear in your pouch.
Okay.
So Hildred is waiting outside, and when you all come out, she goes, "So, how'd it go?"
About like most trips to the magic shop.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. Just zombie pack lizard. No.
Remember to turn the brick.
Ooh.
No,
zombie baby.
Bad. Yeah, they
Zombie
zombified a baby pack lizard.
That's very judgmental. Zombie bad?
I mean, did it seem happy?
No.
Yes, it did. It was saving people money.
So
I'm just gonna say no.
I didn't really ask how it felt. I was just trying to not get bit and get the bag out from under it.
So I think she's looking between Esma and Beryl and Bradford, and there's a mental calculus happening of like, it's a witch in there probably.
Yeah.
And one of them said it's fine. Okay.
And the one of them that knows some magic said that it was about like every trip to the magic store. So
she walks off, but she doesn't look happy about it. She's like,
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was quite the trip to the magic shop. So, Beryl, you now have your.
I have my magic back. Until the next
Magic
time I use
mojo
it.
back.
My magic is pretty much
Fair
always
enough.
guaranteed to go away after I use it.
I mean, all I can hear in my head right now is Justin Timberlake. So
Bringing magic back.
All right.
Right. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do before you set out the next day to head toward the trackless sands?
Yeah. So Bradford is just, after being called moderately average, is just spending the whole night brushing his hair, making sure he's good. But other than that, we're good.
I'm quietly peeking my head in here and there, maybe trying to pick up on a few dishes or some of these street vendor carts that do things differently, so I could take those back to mom and dad.
Right. Well, Rubidia definitely does things a little bit differently. There's
I've noticed zombie
a lot
pack
more herb.
Well,
and lesser
to be
sweets.
fair, if you go into a magic shop and they don't have some kind of zombie pet,
zombie pack lizard.
yes.
Just to be
No.
fair, by the way, so everyone knows.
Okay, just don't go to the one back at home because that one has a zombie piranha in a bowl.
But this has to be said: primping ain't easy.
Oh. Oh, it is far too late for that. Far too late for that.
On one hand, you have primping ain't easy, and then a zombie piranha in a bowl? What's wrong with people?
this is where we're at.
This was the wrong group to put together
Yeah.
somehow.
No, this is the best group.
No. There's no wrong way to play Arisis.
We found it.
You put a zombie piranha in my pimping. Listen to me.
Can you imagine people trying to watch this stream right now? They're like, what?
People are like,
Coming into the stream in the middle of this game. Zombie piranhas! What?
It's racist.
Zombie
Roll with
piranha in an ashtray. And then you're like, what the heck is a piranha doing in an ashtray anyway?
All right. So
I
we
guess
had,
that's a way to try and break a smoking habit. Get your fingers gnawed off.
there's easier ways. But yes, so rest through the night and I guess meet up with our dwarf friend in the morning.
Right.
I had 3 other encounters planned for this.
Well,
this one wasn't in there, but it's probably more fun than some of the other ones. All right, so
It's okay. We may have bypassed one by getting the dwarf where to go.
True. Anyhow, I mean, there's always multiple contingencies and plans and things to try and keep you guys on track. Yeah.
Yeah, on track. Yeah.
All right, so the dwarven caravan is assembled in the morning. It's not just the one guy, but since he's like the head of the clan, and you've told him that you're going to go clear out his range so that he can go mining again.
Okay, so
they're packed up to go mine.
There's 13 of them, right? And there's a particular stone that he's looking for once he gets home, right? Is that the situation we're going with? We got a couple of names. Okay.
No, they have 7.
So where's the
There's hungry and nappy.
No, hangry.
Angry. That's a whole different. Angry's a whole different. There's one called Nurse. I don't know why he's there.
Hello, Nurse. Yeah. Okay. So the dwarves are all geared up to mine. They're loaded to the gills with sacks and picks and
I didn't know they were aquatic.
Rope and buckets and anything, and barrels. Lots of barrels.
I know how to
It's a whole wagon dedicated to barrels.
I know how to make.
Well, we have flammable stuff. We know.
And they set out at a good clip to the north, working their way through the hills, and all the while the dwarf is telling you about, oh, that hill's full of like this. It looks like any other hill. They're all just kind of like this dun grass-colored hill, and he's, well, that one's full of copper, and that one over there has got maybe a little iron left in it, but not very much because it's been mined out on the backside. And every hill he knows.
Barry is listening with laser focus and writing all of this down because surely he's going to ask a question later and these notes.
Fair enough. So you get the full discourse on the metallurgy of the Rubidia hillsides nonstop until finally, after several tedious hours, you find yourselves on the edge of the sand. It'd be hard to describe that transition because it's not really just like the hills end and there's sand. You've got a bunch of sandy hills kind of at the edge, and he starts talking about quartz and other crystals and such that you can mine from these hills. And then the sand starts kicking up in your face because most of the wind comes from the north, about hereabouts. Pretty soon, you can't even keep your eyes open, but the dwarf's just laser focused and keeps telling you about how, oh, here you can get these carbonite deposits because that was what you got because there used to be a seabed here, but that was hundreds of years ago back when my grandpappy used to mine these hills.
Can I attempt to pull some goggles out of my bag, obsessive pack rat?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. We'll call that an 8 for something.
An 8?
Some eye protection.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that is an 8.
There you go. So,
I find
so you have the perfect pair of steampunk goggles that just happen to be in the bag.
I purchased them from some gnome when he was passing town. Cool. And I stuffed them in my bag just in case.
Right. Yeah. They kind of have this, rifled gun barrel type look to them, where they're thicker on the outside and then they narrow in, so it kind of affects your field of vision. But you can definitely see sharply, and there's no sharp, stinging sand getting in those eyes.
Yes, and I will continue taking notes as the dwarf continues to talk, as he seems unaffected by the sand.
Yeah. What about the rest of y'all?
You don't happen to have any others, do you?
I can check. I don't think I do, though.
She's going with begging as her option.
Right.
I'm more than a pretty
the
face.
The next one's a 10.
Okay.
The next one after that's a 12.
I was gonna say I doubt that I have another pair of goggles, but I might have something like a face mask or something where it's you may not be able to see much out of it.
You know what? Just
out of your eyes.
A fairly thin fabric, and I could just kind of do a blindfolded close enough to the eyes. I can still see out of it, just not very well. It's the new stylish thing.
All right.
Unless one of the dwarves have a tuggle mask on them that I can borrow.
There you go. You definitely found some gauze. Would have been bandages, but it'll do. In fact, there's enough of it on the roll that you can probably blindfold the other 3. Keep them from going sand blind.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
It's more than I know what to do.
So while, between the main dwarf telling everyone about the history of the hills and all this, Hildred is occasionally throwing in jokes like, hey, so what do you call it when a dwarf gets in your way? A minor inconvenience. Hey, what do you call betting on Boulder Ball? The ogre under.
Yeah.
Rashford was bad.
The dwarves are like
Bradford's like
rolling their eyes.
Bradford's like, you're right. I am good at this comedy stuff because you are not.
Oh, man. The shade. I mean,
The shade is
did
being
someone bring a lantern? Because it's getting real dim around here.
Oh, hold on a
She thinks
second.
it's hilarious because she thinks he's joking.
Right. They don't understand each other at all.
It's going over both of their heads.
Yes. The other two are just shaking their heads at them like, what the heck?
What we have here is failure to communicate. See,
I'm all out
some
of
folks
trees,
just can't reach.
Dang it.
What do you call an elf who doesn't want to share? Elf. Oh wait, actually no. Sorry, that's a really racist. No, sorry. You know what? That was over the line. I'm gonna work on that. I need to do some
I
introspection.
imagine dwarves still probably chuckle at it.
Yeah, the dwarves laugh uproariously at that. Oh, we tell that one all the time around here. Oh yeah, half elf.
Wait, that
Well, you're only half bad, which means you're half good. But at least you're not half ling. Cool.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so the dwarfs keep up the shade throwing until it's night. The temperature drops rapidly. It was getting quite toasty coming across the sands, but drops rapidly as the sun goes down. This goes on for a couple, 3 days. Just hot, blistering, awful traveling with sand flying everywhere. And then at night, it's frigid, and the dwarves didn't bring tents for everyone. So the rest of you are just stuck with blankets. But
except the squire.
Except the squire. Squire brought his own stuff.
Yes, the pack lizards hibernate, but do they still have some warmth to share?
Yeah, you could like.
Oh
you
yeah,
could
you can
all
just sit next to him and you're good.
cuddle up with the pack lizards.
I mean, honestly, between Hildred and the pack lizards, like you've got like a nice little enclosed space if you want, as long as you're okay with a little bit of sulfur smell along with the cinnamon and cloves.
Yeah.
I'll survive.
I'm still carrying the night stuff as well, so I probably have, his tent, which is probably nicer, and I'm still just using my tent.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a butcher's shop. I'm fine.
The illusionist conjures an illusion of a tent. It makes him feel better.
He just makes the illusion of warmth, and he freezes to death almost every night. I feel fine.
You're fooling yourself, and you don't believe it.
He's good.
Oh.
All right. On the third night, you come across a caravan that appears to be going some different direction, but they've already stopped for the night. There's one big palatial type tent at the middle of this pack, and that seems to be where all the light and warmth is coming from.
One of those
pack animals
people
picketed there, but yeah, it's definitely a pretentious tent.
A pretentious.
No pack animals and
It's
a
pretentious.
giant tent.
Are there no pack animals? So there's like just people carrying things?
Nope. Right. Let's just avoid it. Like we should have avoided everything else that didn't have any pack animals with it.
Whoa, the nymphs were a good time. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
I mean, Betsy's a little hungry.
Yeah.
She really liked that nymph. It was sweet to the taste.
Now the cultist, yeah, that was not so good.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, so have you made up your mind? You're going to engage or avoid?
I mean, Hildred's
I'm
just
gonna
going to go
say
with.
avoid.
Yeah, Hildred's going to go with what everybody else says. She's not particularly picky.
I look at the dwarves and like, no pack animals. Don't trust it.
Yeah.
Suit yourself. You always get good information out of sharing beer with people. So
We're gonna go have to rescue the dwarves.
Wait a minute, you guys have beer?
What did you think was in the barrels?
I don't know. Shovels.
Oh,
My
I told
head.
you guys, he's hilarious.
you don't pack shovels in barrels. That's the least efficient way to pack something. Ah.
we get a squire have a migraine from just the thought of such inefficient packing.
The pack rat in him is just screaming.
It's becoming a virtual meetup thing where I play mages who are a little dim.
True, Dad.
Oh. All right.
All right. Yeah, true to Esma's fear, the dwarves go off to play host with the tent, and they're gone for several hours, and they're gone, and they're gone. And they haven't come back.
All right. How do you want to rescue them?
And
Is
Theor,
that what we're doing?
just
Yeah.
questioning. Just questioning. We also have not heard the loud sounds of revelry and come to know from the dwarves drinking.
No, it's definitely quiet, peaceful.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Time to go sneak and poke around.
Or just keep going.
There are guides. We need them.
They
All
got
right.
lost. How good a guides can they be?
They didn't get lost.
I'm ignoring him. I'm gonna go sneak now.
All right. So you sneak up on the tent, and there's no sound at all. It's just quiet. Desert wind.
Slice. Well, bottom of the tent. Peek in.
All right. So the interior of the tent is absolutely luxurious. It is a
Bigger
comfort
on the inside than it is on the outside,
in the
or is it smaller in
No.
the outside than it is on the inside?
When you peek in, it's a wormhole in that point.
No, it's probably just as big on the inside as it is on the outside, but it's quite spacious, and you can see comfortable cushions and rich carpets and lanterns
Where
that
are the
are
dwarves?
lighting up the space. Dwarves? What dwarves?
Oh, fudge.
They were an illusion all along.
You're not funny.
Who, me?
No. Bradford. Right. I'll kind of. Is there anybody in the tent?
Not that you can see from this vantage.
Do I think I can push my luck and go to another side of the tent? Or is that going to be too exposed? I'm using my Shadow Walker knowledge here.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen any signs of life outside the tent. None.
No tracks? Nothing?
Nothing. It's like the tent just popped into existence here. Now, of course, the sands do shift, with the wind, so tracks don't last particularly.
I'm gonna start.
But yeah,
Oh no, that they'll never get them back. I'm very much tempted to just start cutting the lines that hold the tent to the pegs in the ground and letting it collapse and see if anybody comes running out.
Brute force way of doing it.
Is anyone in there?
I think at this point,
I'll go report back that I can't see anybody in there. And it doesn't look like anybody's really been outside.
That sounds like an illusion.
I want to just, I kind of want to just cut the tent down and see what happens. But if it needs to be up, it's one of those magic things, isn't it? With like the big pockets that are actually bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. It's one of those type of things.
You mean clown shoes? Yes, just like those.
Clown carts. It's like a clown cart.
Well, so what? Yeah, Bradford's gonna want to go take a look and see if he can see any lingering magical effects, especially of the illusory sort.
Okay. That's going to be a 10. Let's see what you got.
$10.
So it's patently obvious to you when you get there that the tent has been glamored so that the only way to look in is from the door. Everything else is illusion to be something, something ordinary looking. But the only entrance is the door.
Well, I could still kind of peek in the door, right?
Right, yeah. Go sneaky at the front door.
Okay.
If you want to be super cautious, you could take Hildred with you while you're being sneaky, just in case something shows up.
You're muted.
I can do that, but I don't know how sneaky I'll be. I mean, left lobber isn't one of those, get around it. Wait, do you watch, right?
Oh, sure. I like to watch.
You. Yeah.
I'll go sneak. You stay back and you run if I suddenly disappear. Okay?
Okay.
I'll come halfway up so I can watch near the front of the tent. So if you
stay with Hildred.
I'll stay back, but I need to be able to see the front of the tent so that if you disappear, that we know.
If there's any illusory aid I can give her, I'll do that too.
You're gonna cover her approach.
Yeah, cloak her a little bit, whatever. Nothing crazy because she's pretty good, but.
Okay.
Would it potentially benefit us to team up on this?
Yes, I was reading about teaming up.
Perhaps. Yeah, teaming up is probably a good circumstance here because this is going to be a challenging entry to make.
Oh yeah, I could completely camouflage Hildred.
See, that's more like it.
Oh, that's wow.
Coming up.
So here's the question: do we want to go as one large team, or do we want to have two teams?
Two teams.
Okay.
Team Alpha and Team Zappa.
Yeah. They're Team Zappa. Esma and Barry will be Team Alpha, and then Team Zappa is Hildred and I'm blanking on your character's name, Logan.
Bradford.
Clearly. Brad. Okay.
Ferd.
The odd couple.
He does not go by Brad.
No, but that's how I'm going to remember your character's name. I can't.
Brady.
There you go.
There's problems.
It's the Brady Bunch. Team Brady Bunch.
Well, now we all have to look at each other and go, right?
It's like a Discord window.
Yeah.
Somehow this
we're all probably pointing the wrong directions.
We've gone Zoom blind. All right, so Team Alpha, what's your attack plan?
I think it's
bigger guys.
No, Team Alpha is the sneaky one and the lucky but clumsy one.
That seems like a bad team, actually. In hindsight.
No,
I don't know
see,
if there
here's
are
the
any
thing.
good teams here, but I'm just going to roll with it.
Here's how it works. She's actually good at stealth, and when I just happen to trip over my own feet and fall behind something when people look over at me.
All right.
That's how that works.
You have the Ace Ventura pet detective approach at stealth.
Exactly.
Zoolander.
Yes.
Or that, yes. So, with that, then. I guess the question here then is if we're going by applicable stats.
Let's just wing it.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to stealth your way up. Team Zappa. What are you up to?
Yeah. Yeah. Do we both roll? Or wait, sorry.
So it's team up. Ding, why don't you describe it real quick
Okay.
since you're waving around the pamphlet?
Sorry. Fidgeting with things in my hand. But teaming up when PCs or NPCs that are not worth attention form a team. The team leader is the character with the highest ranking applicable cliche. If there's a tie, the team will designate the team leader. Everybody rolls dice, but only the team leader's dice completely count. The other team members only contribute their sixes when they roll any. Cliches joined into team need not be identical, and provided the GM can be convinced, they can even be a mix of appropriate and inappropriate for the fight. A group of warriors might be aided by an able minstrel, for example. However, they don't triple enemy dice loss unless the entire enemy team is equally inappropriate, which means the players get to explain to the GM exactly how a hairdresser, a parakeet trainer, and a life coach are coordinating their talents to take Darth Fyraxis to the mat. Whenever a team loses a round of combat, a single team member's cliche is reduced. Any team member, team leader included, may step forward and voluntarily suffer the loss. If so, the noble volunteer is reduced by twice the normal amount, either 2 dice or 6, depending. But the team leader gets to roll twice as many dice on their next attack. A temporary boost as the team avenges their heroic combat. If no volunteer steps forward, the team leader must assign the undoubled hit to a team member, and there is no vengeance bonus. With teams as individuals, the victor determines the fate of the loser, but the loser, when the loser is part of a team, his fate is generally reserved until the end of the team's existence, which happens whenever the, let's see,
Leader.
the team may voluntarily disband at any time, at which point each team member instantly loses a single die from the cliche they've been controlling. Or, let's see, you may individually drop out, but it reduces you to 0 dice immediately as you scamper for the rear. And then if you ever lose your leader by either them dropping out or having their cliche removed to 0, the team must disband immediately with the consequences normal for disbanding.
Okay. I'm still
Right,
good
so-
with that. I have faith in
Working
your
together.
unluckiness.
Well, his unluckiness, I think, is a 3 to your.
So I would technically be the leader on this case.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. So your approach is going to be to sneak your way in, Mission Impossible style, until you find your way into the front of the tent.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
all right. So that will be a 12 plus.
And then I roll mine, right?
You roll
Yeah.
your Shadow Walker, and if you get any 6s, did.
1 6.
So that
All
puts
right.
our total at 18.
18, which is
That's
definitely a success.
doable.
So you work your way up to the outside of the tent flap, certain that you haven't been discovered at all. Team Zappa, what's your approach?
Well, I know we're gonna camouflage, and then I'll like ride in on
You just like hop up on the shoulders.
Yeah, or maybe you just hold me in a hand. I don't know. Whatever. Like, put your hands like this, and I stand on them. Like, but I'll camouflage us.
Okay.
Because the only way we're getting in is if you make it through the middle of the tent without disturbing it, right? You're not going to be able to like.
I think Hildred's plan is basically to just like go stand somewhere nearby, and is relying on you to make sure that like the ground isn't appearing to shake.
Oh
and-
yeah, I'm going to try to muffle sounds.
Yep.
All that stuff.
So yeah, we're getting into boulder tossing range to lob one straight down the throat of the door if something comes out. Basically, I think is the plan.
Great.
Got it.
So I've got
Alright,
a 3 in
so
boulder lobbing. I don't remember what your illusion is.
3.
Also a 3.
Go for it.
So you can choose who's the team leader is.
Yeah, I think the illusion is the important part for now.
All right.
And I will need your. Yeah, it's going to succeed regardless, but there's also a 6 there, so that's a 20. So
Nice.
the cover team moves into place,
We're like
completely unseen, unheard, and Bradford
More
realizes
respect goes out to Hildred.
Bradford realizes as he's applying the strategy, this is probably actually what the tent owner is using to keep it so that no one hears anything from the outside.
Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have just dispelled their spell, but this is way more fun.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah,
I mean, you still could.
I guess.
Yeah, it's not
That may
done
be
yet.
a-
Okay,
Hey, apply a dispelling field onto a Hilda can lob it, or Hill can lob it.
There you go. Yeah. Put it onto the rock and then poof.
Ooh, that's going to be
I think
Let's see
there's
how
a
things
moment
go.
where we're approaching and Hildred is just sort of like looking around, and it's just that weird sensation where she's like, I can see that I'm moving, but I can't hear it. And I think she just kind of like looks at you, and of course, like because she's holding you in like one arm or whatever, she's like right there. And she's just like, you're actually pretty good at this.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
because,
happy to open
yeah, but you said I was
tent
even better at comedy.
We're in.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sounds like Shrek Donkey.
2 friends on a whirlwind adventure
Oh my goodness.
with a pack lizard.
We're gonna forget they're in the tent and just go do our own thing.
Forget there's a prince. We're not rescuing Jack.
I'll just marry the princess. We're good.
I'm a delivery boy. I'm a delivery lobber. All right. Okay. All fun and games until we break out the Monty Python references, which we'll save for the boss fight. Okay, so the tent Team Alpha is at the tent flap, and they can peek inside and definitely see that there's movement going on there, but of course they can't hear anything. What's your next approach?
I'm gonna look behind and see if they're in position to do anything. I don't know that they had this brilliant idea, but just gonna try
You
and
can't
look
see
back.
anything. Like your what team?
Dang!
They're gone.
Wow.
I don't. Well, and here's the terrifying thing: we don't know if he was successful
Or
if
not.
whatever is in here got him.
Okay, I'm gonna look at
Barry.
thank you, Barry. Brain died. I'll get one, you get the other, and maybe she'll just run in.
Done.
So I'm gonna open up one all of a sudden, he's gonna open up the other all of a sudden, and then we're gonna let them do whatever they want to do.
When they do
And
that,
I'm gonna hide behind, just so they can't see me. Oh,
My
you're
wife is
muted.
suggesting that you need to apply camouflage.
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 And you thought that my joke was bad earlier. Primping
Ow.
ain't easy.
All right.
All right. So yeah, let's just pull back the tent flaps, hide behind them so we're not seen, and let them do whatever they want to do. I've learned to let other people go first. It's
And
a good
let's
thing.
hope that they see this and react, and they don't just leave us hanging, and then whatever's in the tent storms us.
Go bold.
That's okay. They'll come out here. That's always good. And if something
Maybe.
comes out, I'm just starting to cut the tent. I'm going to cut the tent ropes, and it'll collapse.
Fight them on their own terms? Not. All right, so pulling the tent flaps. So, stealth leader.
Okay.
Stealth squadron.
It's a 12, no 6s, so a 12 is our total. But it's better than an 8.
It succeeds. So you very carefully pull back the tent flaps as slowly as possible, making no ripples at all. The tent opening is big enough for a half elf.
Of course.
Oh,
It's not going to be straight
Do
up big
it.
enough for an
Are you gonna
ogre.
throw
Do
me in?
it.
First of all, what are we seeing when we look in the
That's
tent?
the question. Is what do we see
Yeah.
through the opening?
Right. So you can see that there's the dwarves are kind of lounging on cushions about, and there's a beautiful half-dressed, well, probably three-quarters dressed woman at this point, doing kind of the dance of the seven veils in the middle of the room to the lantern light. The dwarves they're probably singing along, but you can't hear them.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're fine.
He's gonna go. Well, we didn't get to play with the nymphs, but you ever heard of a fastball special? And before you respond,
oh.
That's what you think. You're tossing the one in who falls into these traps every time.
3 elf in the corner pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah, he'll go in. He's gonna try.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have much of a choice.
Still ready.
I know. I'm just.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a great
Well, I'm
throw.
in and I am camouflage. Just let me
So-
tell you.
So I think,
All right.
yeah, like he's going straight in, and I just imagine the moment of like we get the camera shot right from his point of view, and it's just going straight at her.
Well, are we trying to hit her or just get in the tent?
No, he'll just tossing you straight at her.
Oh, so
Oh
make
no.
sure Bradford didn't understand either. So he's like in the air. He's taking his clothes off, like, and by the time he hits her, he's underwear only. Like,
And Hildred goes, "Go get him, Tiger!"
but keep in
All
mind,
right. So,
you guys can't see him, but he's almost naked.
right. You guys can't see him.
You just
Hildred's
see
now
clothes.
visible.
You see clothes fall out of.
So clothes are flying through the air, appearing from nowhere, in a trail headed toward the tent opening. Hildred is standing back there in the fastball throwing position.
I'm cutting the ropes.
Weight is completely forward.
Barry, we're just cutting the ropes.
Amy can't take the scene anymore.
We're done.
She's not up to it. All right. So we now have a invisible, mostly naked half elf in the middle of the room where there's like reed music playing softly from somewhere, and the dance of the seven veils is going on. That
Well,
no one
I
can
don't
see him
know.
because he's invisible.
I don't know that
He
it's
lands
going
and he
on
kind of
anymore.
rolls on the carpet.
I mean, does the invisibility remain at that point? Because I think it's kind of funnier if all of a sudden he just shows up, right? And like Hildred shows up and is just like, "Hey, we did the thing."
Ta-da!
All right. Did you drop the spell?
Ultimate illusionist prestige.
I
The prestige.
I guess he would drop this.
Well, no, Hildred's just kind of, like got both hands up and is going like, like doing the crowd noise thing.
Oh my goodness.
He's
Soaking
praying-
it in
praying
as a
perfume on himself.
nearly naked half elf suddenly appears at the feet of the beautiful woman.
How you doing?
All right. So the beautiful woman looks down at you. Yeah, and
Let's just get the tent straps.
just
Yeah.
looks into your eyes and pulls one of the gauzy veils across her face and looks back at you. And yeah, if you thought your illusion was tough, this one's her gaze is just completely fascinating. Find yourself wanting to look, and I'm gonna need to need your best roll to protect yourself from being mesmerized.
This is where I'll tell you what he does. Bradford realizes this might have been a mistake because
The first time in his life, he realized it was a mistake.
what he realizes is he should have checked to make sure she hadn't put illusion on herself first, because maybe she's not a pretty woman. And so that he's gonna check to see if this is an illusion, and that's what's gonna help him break this charm.
Okay.
There's logic to that, which is what's
I
scary.
hate our characters so much. They're the trashiest, shallowest people. It's hilarious.
The 9.
Yeah, so she is just smoking hot, like actual Venus de Milo got nothing on her, waist up. Just
No, waist
I mean, that's
down
why
is
you can see
nothing
the
but a
rest. It's covered
skeleton
in-
and rotten flesh. But hey,
hey, no, this isn't hell. Come on.
He takes his shorts off and goes, ta-da! Again.
oh my god! I can't get this shit down fast enough. I really can't.
No, you
And
can't.
dwarves
All
look
right.
at him and go, there's the elf half.
Yes.
Wow.
You're
So,
screwed.
That is not good. I'm not very good at writing.
Yeah. Your illusion is not as good as her total realness and warmth and beauty, and she just kind of dances around you in a slow circle and pulls your attention in. If you had a tie, she could pull you by the tie, but you're not wearing a tie, so that's not going to work very well.
He's not wearing
So
much
she
of anything.
wraps. He's not wearing anything at all. Apparently, I mean, this is
No.
a kid's show, but yeah. She takes some of the gauzy veils and kind of wraps them around you,
And then the tent comes down.
Yeah, it's time to start cutting the tent down. I'm going to call upon some of the knights' training drills for how to ambush people and pull a knife out of my bag and start running along the side of the tent, cutting ropes.
All right, you're cutting ropes. Meanwhile, inside the tent. Oh wait, Hildred, are you doing anything?
I mean, Hildred has an idea for what to do, but I think it's more interesting to see what happens first.
Yep.
Okay.
We're still doing teamwork. Is my handy with a blade down a die? Or was it 2 die from when I pushed myself still?
You didn't
Well, that
go
was a
all the
while
way down, so when we it should have gone back
Yep.
up.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I
As
just
long as you don't hit 0, you don't have to have recovery.
So
All right.
I'm at 4 with my squire training, and you're at 4 with handy with the blade.
Oh, man. No sixes, sorry.
Yeah, but he just gave you.
He's fine.
Oh wait, who is? Oh, he's the team leader.
I'm the team
He's
leader.
the team leader.
So I got a total of 20. So
Yeah, magic tent. So
magic
the
tent,
ropes,
no match for our teamwork.
right. The ropes snap and then they start reaching for you.
Oh,
Well,
that's
shoot.
not good. That's not
Yeah.
good.
Meanwhile, on the inside, out from underneath the gauzy skirt veil of the woman, a long, slithery snake tail comes around and just wraps itself around your legs 3 times, Bradford.
That's not a good thing.
So at that point, Hildred is like, she's like, can all these. Why does it always have to be monsters? And she like,
Cannonball!
yeah, so she just sort of like pops the boulder up and like spins it like a Harlem Globetrotter with a basketball, and then drops it into her hand. And woof, heads off! Tries to take her head off with it. I'm gonna do a push on this, so that's 6 dice, I believe.
I believe with the push, you can decide how many you want, and then
Yeah, you could choose to go full Monty.
That
Ooh.
roll you hit him.
Yeah, that's
That is impressively bad.
That is impressively bad.
Yeah.
let us hope that
so-
what she rolls to avoid it is less than that.
This isn't Foundry.
Yeah.
No one's rolling natural ones.
Yeah, so fortunately for you, she's kind of engaged with her coils at the moment. So it's going to have to be stealthy sly.
Oh,
Boulder to the face.
Just
a stealthy sly boulder to the face.
She was not expecting a boulder coming from the tent.
No one
Okay.
expects
She's
a boulder to the face.
No one. Wait, no, it's too early. Too early.
Oh, sorry.
Boss
sorry.
fight yet.
and
Hold that
Hildred
one.
goes, interesting strategy, Bradford, but I like it.
He goes, ta-da!
Full points for bravery.
You make a good distraction.
All right.
I mean,
Good news
I've
is that
heard of
loosens the
thinking on
coils
fly,
just
but
enough.
I've never heard of wanging it before.
Bradford, the tent is starting to droop above you.
So you're suggesting I should get out?
I'm just letting you know. Meanwhile, on the outside team, now you're fighting against the ropes as you're trying to fight against the ropes.
Well, I'm going to try and duck and roll as I was trained much more in maneuverability and escaping rather than trying to fight things, as I was not the one that was supposed to be defeating enemies. I was supposed to run and make sure that the knight's story lived on.
And I am parrying because it's sand. Have you tried to run in sand before? I'm just going to parry things.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a boost of 2. So I don't want to boost too much and lose a giant advantage, but I want to give myself a little bit on this for the teamwork. So that is a 27 plus 6, so 33.
33. Yeah, you make quick work of the ropes. I mean, they're snake-like, but yeah, like you are the snake charming.
Wait, so we're pumping to one?
I've got my knife in hand, just kind of waving back and forth when they, I can tell when they're about to strike. I roll left, she rolls right, or I roll left, she rolls right, and we both strike down at the ropes, cutting them off and severing.
All right. Bradford, that tent is really coming down now.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make his way to the door and try to like scoop up some of his clothes as he's doing it. But he's good at quick change, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for all this.
All right.
Problem is, there's only one piece of clothes that's in the tent that's yours. The rest of it came off before you got.
I didn't say he was picking up his own clothes. I said he's picking up clothes.
There's a problem, though. Dwarf clothes don't necessarily fit elf size. So he's trying to pull on a pair of dwarf pants. Like the dwarf clan leader pants.
They're far too wide and far too short.
He's mostly just worried about getting his bits covered, and that was just really one piece of clothing.
It's bloomers.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
the new fashion back at home, bloomers.
Yeah, this is not good though.
Oh boy. All right. So Bradford staggers out of the tent with dwarf pants around his waist, holding them up, trying to get the drawstring to work. Meanwhile, they're struggling on the inside. Because you did just drop the tent on the half dozen dwarves.
And Hill starts throwing Bradford his clothes as he comes out of the tent. She's gone through and picked him up and starts throwing it at him.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
So, you're trying to rescue the dwarves. They're now under the tent with the thing that you were trying to rescue them from. Which is probably very angry because you hear hissing noises.
That's when you rip open the tent.
All right, so tent cutting operation is now in progress.
Yes. Knife, go to work.
All right.
You are actually now the one that has the higher skill in this case.
All right.
I'm now down to a 3d6.
Remind me where the dwarves are, and we'll try and pull them out first.
They were seated on cushions on either side.
I'm telling Bran to point me in the right direction.
All right, got it.
Yeah, 19.
See, you rip them open and start popping out dwarves like they're grandma coming out from the wolf's belly.
Yeah. If you were asking Bradford, by the way, he didn't see any dwarfs in there.
I'm sure he did.
There's nothing dwarfish about it. No. Yeah, the tent screams when you cut it open.
Oh darn!
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, darn. Let's just keep going and not think about that part. Betsy!
Yeah.
Bradford said, "This is getting intense."
Dinner, Betsy! Come on. Start pulling off
he didn't. Man, the puns are flying.
Oh, God. So I apparently misunderstood the rule for Pump. So Hildred is just celebrating. That was an amazing shot, and she's just so proud of herself.
She's done.
Yeah.
She spent. You put your all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just doing the like.
Who's the ogre? Who's the ogre?
You are.
She's got like a little. Well, I guess it's not really little, but it's like one of those reporter style notebooks that flips up with the top, and she's sitting there like, and she pulls out a quill, and she's like got a little ink bottle on one side of her mouth, and she's dipping it into and trying to come up with the couplet for this to come up with the perfect thing. And so she's like, there's the tent, and the tent, snake. Well, serpent, snake, and a douche. I don't know. And so yeah, she's just she's not there.
You go, girl.
So you've succeeded in rescuing the dwarves from the tent of the Lamia.
The screaming tent.
Yeah, screaming tent.
All right.
Magic's weird.
Yeah, magic's weird.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
glad I don't deal in magic.
The dwarves thank you profusely, and you're able to move on and find a safer place to camp for the night.
Good.
Over time, the ground starts to heave upward, and you start to reach the foothills. The mountains are looming ever nearer. The whole horizon seems to be pink to the north. Everything is capped in kind of this hazy, beautiful glow of mountains and clouds.
And pink. I'm gonna hate the color pink by the time we're done with this, aren't I?
That's more like cotton candy colored.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
still
much.
pink.
Laffy Taffy and cotton candy.
It's pink, lovely
Still-
color.
I think Hildred
Right.
is on the lookout for a new boulder because she left the one that was there in the
Oh
tent.
no!
So that's why that's her recovery is trying to. find-
That's her recovery.
Yep.
So yeah, you got to get like you can't just have boulders from ground level. They got to be up from somewhere high. So
They
there's
gotta
going to
be
be some mountain climbing
granite
involved.
and just right.
Bradford.
It's a truly good boulder is not just found; it's made. You have to take
And
it,
here's the
and you
thing.
have to spend the time
hmm
just going over it with water and with some
We're
very
Tossing it
abrasive
down a
material.
hill a little bit, then going.
Bare hand.
And she's a stone whisperer, and so she has to find the one with the right temperament as well, which is because that's
Yeah.
the thing. You can find a boulder of the right size and roughly the right shape, but they got to have the right attitude.
Yeah, no, that's
They have to want to be thrown.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Bradford's trading
Relish.
underwear with the dwarf.
Airtime.
Cook his.
I'm not even gonna think on that one. Sorry.
No, I'm out.
Good night, folks.
All right, so you climb your way up into the mountains. The dwarves leading the charge. They follow up several thousand feet to the point where you start to see the trail get really thin, say this direction. But if you follow the main path up into the high mountains, you'll find your lair.
Okay.
Best of luck, boys, girls.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this.
I just have one question.
I'm afraid.
Have any of you ever heard of a pink dragon before?
No.
No.
I wonder if this dragon's all an illusion.
Doubt it.
Given it ate my night, I'm gonna say no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe it's just a vanity thing, you know. It maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows?
Bradford just shakes his head. I hate vain people.
Didn't go there, did you?
And we're walking. And
we're walking. All right. Soon you find yourself outside of a large cave opening that's been hewn into the very granite. Pink clouds are floating everywhere, and you can't see the valleys anymore. You're just so high up. It's like you're floating on pink clouds. You're waiting for unicorns to ride out on rainbows. It's that kind of surreal atmosphere up here.
Guess I could use some ice cream.
This doesn't
But-
feel right.
This cave is just so big, it can't hardly be anything else other than a dragon's cave.
Everybody turns towards Bradford. It's an illusion or magic, is it?
What?
Is it an illusion?
Oh, the cave? I don't know. He can check, right? So he'll check to see if it's an illusion.
Or if there's
Or
any
if
kind of
there's
illusion
magic involved, not just if it's an illusion.
All right.
He can sense
So
thunder.
that's going to... Yeah. An illusion would be an easy 5 for you. The any magic is going to be a 10.
Well, 8.
It's not an illusion. Definitely
Okay.
not an illusion. You're not sure if there's other magic that's involved, but definitely not an illusion.
I go, nope, real.
Okay. What did the stones say? Has the dragon been by here recently?
Well,
Eldred?
easy enough to find out.
I want to hear this conversation with the Stones. Do the Stones sound like the Rolling Stones?
No, it sounds like they have a Norwegian accent, and they roll past and then pop out as little stone trolls. Sorry.
Yeah, they just
That
come
was-
by and they just assume everyone is a fixer-upper.
Amy, everything you just said was too involved, and it shows me you're crazy.
I thought they were just rocks that slid along the ground with stop action.
So, hello. Yeah. In fact, we are. I'm surprised you get news of the game's up here this far. Wow, that's kind of impressive. But no, we're not here for that. We were actually looking for a dragon, pink one, looks about the same color as the clouds. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's good to know. Thank you. But yes, back to the dragon. So, is there a dragon in the area that you can tell us about?
Bradford thinks about asking and is just like,
Richard, I've
no.
missed,
So
I have missed role-playing with you, Richard. I just have to say that.
stones. The stones don't really. Stones don't really seem to care about the dragon all that much. I mean, they're very interested in being thrown, very interested in being caught, they're very interested in being rolled. They like avalanching.
I mean, listen, same, but
Man, there's nothing like a good mosh. But
okay.
yeah, they got nothing for you.
Well, if listen, if you ever want to come into one of the games, just you can just roll right on down, and let somebody know, and we can get you into the locker room and everything. We can get everybody to sign you if you want, if that's something you'd be interested in. So, anyways, we'll
Sign me right here.
we'll be in touch. Yeah, and yeah. So they don't know anything. Sorry.
then why did we spend an hour listening to this conversation?
Well, I mean, you got to be polite, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah. And
You try not talking to anybody for, I don't know, 500 years.
Yeah, they probably won't get many visitors up here.
yeah, probably not.
Okay. Bradford's
And-
just giggling to himself. He thinks it's funny. He's pretty sure you're making it all up.
Because to everyone
says-
else,
he
it's an
says, "That's a
entirely
good
one-sided conversation with you and your Hamlet skull, and just talking to it.
Yeah, he's like, that's a good illusion.
Jokers are daft.
Okay, I have the sinking feeling it's a dragon. I'm not going to be too stealthy. You guys ready to go in case I trip?
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were just going to walk in and say hi and, say hi to the prince and then do the killing the dragon thing or talking to the dragon or, I mean...
Before we head in, do we want to go in as
Yeah, that's what I figured.
a full team for this?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Full
Yes.
team up.
But I think he'll just going to go to Bradford. Listen, that was brilliant. I don't know if that's going to work in this situation, though. I just...
And just one last time, he goes,
Maybe work out a little bit, because...
ta-da!
You can't whip that trick out twice in one night.
He says I can't anyway. It takes a special thing I can only do once with my spine to be able to, yeah,
Okay.
to be able to quick change like that in the air. I can't do it again.
Fantastic work. You know, I feel like we've really grown, you know, over the course of this journey. I know I was telling Esma earlier that that's not really a thing that I do well, but I feel like we have a connection here. You're not my type at all. Just to be clear.
Bradford doesn't want to deny it, but it's like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He agrees, but he's like hesitant to say it out loud. You're still an ogre.
I will say though, if it comes down to you or me being eaten by the dragon,
I will push you down. We're good.
Oh, okay, good. We're on the same page. Great.
He picks up like a stick nearby and starts talking to it because he thinks it'll.
Oh my goodness!
He thinks it'll make him laugh.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's great. Wow.
Oh boy!
All right.
They're never gonna make it in the door.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, does it really matter? I mean,
no, we've had great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd kind of like to see them all. I'd like to see them all get eaten at this point.
She's the same color as the cloud.
Amy's cloud colored now.
All right.
Oh boy.
So let's do this. We've got vengeance for me. We've got vengeance for
Honor
honor.
Hildred.
We've got money for those two.
Cash money.
So
and actually no, I think you've got money for Esma and you've got exposure for Bradford.
Exposure?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
no, he's already got
artist. You work for exposure.
I'm pretty sure I accomplished that goal already.
He was in the wrong line of work all along.
All right.
You need to go to Miami.
Bradford.
And there's a couple clubs there you can join.
Call me Magic Bradford.
Match Brad.
All right. So we're going in. Let's see. We're going in and we're expecting violence. So I think that's gonna put
Hildred?
Esma.
Esma? Oh, handy
Good
with the blade?
Handy with the blade, or good with the blade. I think yours is going to be the highest of our combat skills.
Yes.
I mean, I'm also.
I don't know. Blacksmith knows how to hit hard.
True. I'm also going to be up there with the being a squire because the teamwork is really where I shine best. Far as making sure everybody has what they need and being able to call things out ahead of time. So
yeah, I mean, Hildred has pulled out because she carries a chisel and a hammer for if she finds a good boulder, but she's just got the hammer now and it's just like, all right, it's blacksmithing time basically.
given what we're going into,
blacksmithing time.
Yeah, I'm just here to create distractions.
Oh, you're very good at that. You should throw him again.
Like I said, if we end up in a place where it looks like we're going to get eaten.
Okay.
Barry will set down his bag and he digs through it and he reaches in and pulls one thing out and he hands it to Esma. I'm not very good with a blade, so I think you should have this. And offers her the knight's sword.
I've always wanted to try one of these.
Oh God, that is not
Inspiring.
inspiring at all.
I like cutting things. I want to try cutting things with this.
I figure she's good with a knife against normal-sized things. We're going up against a dragon, so comparatively, this is like a knife.
You're not wrong.
Watch my
The dragon.
skills.
Bradford hates your logic.
All right. So
Bradford should suddenly appear in the room.
All right.
Ready going, guys?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah. Yep.
this is it.
We're gonna charge in, and it's not gonna be what we think it is. But hey,
Watch, we're gonna run in and it's gonna be a rap battle.
Funny you should say that.
We're gonna throw down and couple it.
Oh goodness.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah, no, somebody has skills, but no. Okay, so you go charging in, and they're laying on a stone block, tied down, is the prince. He's clearly been prepped for sacrifice. He calls out, "Oh, help me! Help me!" He looks
help!
pathetic
You're being repressed.
and beautiful and a complete pushover all at once. And as you rush in, kind of that pinkish haze kind of fills the room. All right, so what you're up against is the powers of persuasion. As the pathetic brat on the stone is leading the team with the dragon up above, breathing down this cloud of pink misty gas that just
How inspiring! Let me cut
sweet.
you.
sweet and seductive and yes. So
I have a
what are you
plan.
going to throw up against that?
Cut you.
What are you going to throw up against that?
She knows where all the soft bits are. And that can be used in a couple ways.
A
Hey
gelded
now.
dragon.
I know this is going to fail because it's only at a 2. But Hildred steps up.
We're going.
Okay. Wait.
We're going.
Hildred sounds like Hildred
Dragon.
wants to lead.
We are here to find Prince Percy. He's right there, so bear with me. And show the dragon zero mercy. That's you. With knives, that's her. And rocks, that would be me, but I couldn't find a good one that really wanted to be a part of this, so we'll just kind of skip past that. It will be beaten. That's you. Either that, or we, that's us, will be eaten. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Hey, hold on. And then Bradford adds, "Ta-da!"
All right. So Hildred is countering seduction with the power of poetry.
Yes, with amateur poet at a 2.
Who's gonna step up to assist with what?
I'm going to do my best as a failed wizard's apprentice to boost the sound of his voice so that it echoes resoundingly through.
Yeah. Okay. So you got that as your aid.
Yeah, so we're
and
ta-da!
Yeah.
okay. So that's gonna be like
No,
I got nothing I can help there.
the fireworks displays for when the players enter the stadium and like the smoke is going off and flames everywhere.
Esma, you are handy with the blade. try and be very intimidating by looking like you know what you're doing with that sword that I just gave you 5 minutes ago.
I will start doing a drill routine with it, basically.
Samurai kata. Yeah.
Is it more like is it actually like a martial routine, or is it more like something that's totally for something else, like a baton twirler, and you're doing like you're at the head of a parade?
I've never done that before, but I've tested it out. Knives and stuff.
She's
I'm just gonna.
fought with sticks.
In
order to aid my new best friend, I am also going to use my master illusion powers to create a full-on orchestra that accompanies this rap.
Everyone needs a soundtrack.
Yes. And you're gonna hear like bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum. Like it's going full.
Well,
I am the dragon.
If Hildred is anything, she is Rocky.
Yeah. This is full on Eye of the Dragon.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, no sixes.
All
right.
Sixes.
We're relying on you,
Esma Ginsu.
Esma.
Okay, Esma Ginsu.
Oh!
How does
kind of
boy.
Sixes out of all of that?
I kind of like, though, that
was...
this is as pathetic as it really should be.
Yeah, I didn't even need the aid. So, yeah, you were just totally not expecting the prince to be so Percy. I mean, yeah. It's like, he's not even being threatened by the dragon right now. It's like the dragon's gloating over all of you. You're just brought down by the weakness of the kind of pathetic.
This is lame.
Heir to the throne. Yeah. All right.
How about
can
we just leave him there?
So someone has to take a 1 die.
I'm gonna volunteer. And take it.
You're gonna take your 1 die to
the exertion of putting that much or trying to work through the magic again. I didn't learn my lesson from last time, and I'm gonna take that damage so that as I volunteer, the person who steps up to be leader can have a bonus.
Okay. Because that puts you out of the fight.
That does.
Oof.
Oof. All right. So we're down to the 3 of you.
Great.
Okay.
We've got an illusionist fighting a dragon.
Look at Hildred. Look at Bradford. Look at the prince. Should I at least cut him free?
The prince? No, just cut the dragon.
Oh, fine.
It just doesn't seem worth it, honestly.
I know. Right?
I'm much prettier than him, right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do I trade
Let's
him
table
life?
that motion. Table that motion for right now.
That's a good.
All right.
All right.
What's the dragon doing? Still breathing on us?
Yeah, but it's within range if you wanted to go like run over and do your best rather dashing.
I've got a sword in hand. Why not? Let's give it a try.
So we're going fisticuffs on this one.
She's going in, weapon drawn.
Look, honey, I'm sorry. You scared half the kingdom. I'm getting paid handsomely for this. And I was given a really nice sword. I gotta try this sucker out. No offense.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to boost.
As a note, because I volunteered, you're rolling double dice on this.
You're already rolling double.
All right.
That's it.
So you're
86.
rolling double
Yeah, Hildred
and you
also.
don't have to lose anything.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah.
So how are y'all helping that?
We still have to.
Yeah, we still got to do.
We
the
still have to
thing.
be a team for her to get the doubles. So we still have to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hildred goes boost and like puts the hand out to like
All right.
do
I'll take it.
the push.
Blacksmith throw!
Fly through the
Or
air.
no,
Blacksmith toss.
And the way Bradford helps is he actually creates a second image of them so that the dragon doesn't know which one's the real one.
Boom, there's 12.
Okay,
So that's
that makes it 47.
47 and
Oh well.
so a
It was a good
47.
roll, but there was no sixes.
47.
Good roll.
That's okay for a girl.
That's
Dude,
okay
that
for a
was
girl
okay
in
for
like the
Bam.
way that Serena and Venus Williams are like okay tennis players, right? Like
Yeah, they're just okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
No, my friend.
Wait, the dragon's your friend, and she's sacrificing. Are you an idiot?
Yeah, no one believed it anyway. And so now the dragon, like, gaping wound across the chest from where the sword just sliced open.
Yes.
I like
Bitch, I'll do you for that. It's just a flesh wound.
this cuts. This is nice.
All it needed was the vengeance of a friend.
Yeah.
Okay. So the prince starts to cry, bawling.
True on ugly cry, right?
Like toddler tantrum cry where I'm just gonna throw myself into tears and there's nothing you can do to stop me, console me. It's just going to bother you.
Yeah, when we get back, we need to tell the king to try for another son.
Yeah.
Barry's like on his hands and knees, up, exhausted. Just shut up.
Unless he can find a good husband, this prince, he needs to have another son.
All right. So how are you planning to fight?
Do we just keep stabby?
I don't know. I feel like narrative wise, so we've had our big shot, right? We hit it with a big hit. So like it makes sense that the next beat is this thing like coming at us with like a big like fire breath or something, right? And the thing I mean, it's a dragon. It's got to have fire breath, right?
No, it breathes love and charm
is
spell.
that the thing that it does?
That's what it was breathing, charm spell.
Okay.
That's why the prince is in love with the dragon.
And it's this pink mist, right? That's all around us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't know that it breathes it either. We just know there's a pink mist.
So I think Alex described it as breathing it.
I think the thing that Hildred does is goes back to the days when she was an apprentice, and one of the things that you get ogre apprentices to do is be the bellows. They just give them a straw. It's not like working the bellows because ogres, you'd have to make them out of metal, and that's expensive. And I mean, literally, they're just little ogres running around all over the place. So you just give them a straw, and they are the bellows. And so what Hildred is going to do is channel her inner apprentice blacksmith and just and blow all of this like weird pink smoke away.
I want to bash the dragon's toe so she gasps in and maybe with the unexpected pain, it maybe inhales some of her own medicine. take the hilt and just.
And in
Okay.
order to help everybody concentrate, I'll use my illusion powers to muffle the prince.
I like that.
All right.
All right, we're looking at a 13.
A 6, finally.
19.
17. Or sorry, 19, yes. Like math.
I
Sorry.
can math.
Hey, look at that.
25.
Well,
Ah. They boosted.
of course they did.
Well, the prince took the fall.
Oh, the prince took the fall for it. Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so that's going to be a 38.
Okay.
All right, so
It was worth a shot.
the timing doesn't quite work, and the
Wait.
dragon just spews a huge cloud of pink mist into the air.
Quick question. You described, when you opened up the scene, you said that the prince was the one leading. And the leader can't volunteer to take it to give himself a boost.
The prince no longer has the number one cliche, though.
Okay.
They're
I'm
even at 3.
Okay.
I'm going to volunteer to take the hit on this one.
Okay.
Since I was not actually helping the dragon, I was distracted by the prince. I'll go ahead and take it.
So that's 1 down for you.
Yep.
That puts you at a 2 illusionist.
Yes.
So you're not out of the fight yet.
No, but since I'm the weakest, I'll take it.
It would take 2 damage.
Sorry.
If you, if you volunteer to take it,
Volunteers because it's double. Yep.
Yep. So I'm
You're
one.
still in
It
it.
puts you at 1, not out of the fight.
Right.
I did that. I knew you weren't out of the fight. I just did the math wrong.
Yeah.
I said the numbers backwards.
You're all good.
All right. Now we're back.
Okay, now I'm going to go for knows where the soft parts are and look.
Gonna gut the dragon like a fish.
Yeah. And tell Hildred, whatever opens up, throw a rock at it.
He doesn't have any rocks. She doesn't have any rocks.
Throw
We're in
a
a
hammer
cave.
at it.
I mean, did we get the recovery for that? Are we hand waving that, or are we sticking with it?
Well, you didn't roll anything, but you know what? Go ahead.
Okay.
So, okay.
It's a 1 shot. I'm generous.
Okay. I'm going to have to boost here, aren't I?
Probably.
Perhaps so. You are the
That's
de facto
okay.
leader.
I still have good handy with a blade, but I want to know where the soft parts are, just because it makes more sense. And so if I volunteer 2,
If you boost it by 2, you will lose. Let's see. That's not a double boosted skill for you, is it?
Nope. So it's just 2 straight.
If you boost 2, then you'll lose 2 at the end of the round.
okay, and I'll still
Right.
be in
It's
with
like borrowing from your future self.
Yeah.
All right.
And because he volunteered, you're doubled.
Oh,
Yeah, so you actually have 3 more d6 to throw at that.
okay. I'll take
There we
36.
go. That's 36
Ah.
with no help. And what are you doing, Bradford?
I am going
I'm
to
sure.
use my knife throwing to wherever Hildred throws a rock into. I'm chucking a knife in there too.
Sounds good to
Hammer.
me.
No 6 though.
Wait,
Oh.
no 6. Ugh.
It was a good
All
try.
right, so it's
Well,
only
36
it's only
is still a good
36.
roll.
Yeah.
Is they're either going to have to
All right.
boost or try to get real lucky with them.
Right. So against physical, it's going to have to be razor claws. Yeah, they're probably not going to. I don't even think it's possible. Yeah, because it's razor claws plus. Yeah. Yeah, even with that, there's no way. So no, okay. So the dragon screeches
Lights
and
it down
blood
the heart.
flows everywhere. That's a 1. Got it. All right. The prince wriggles a hand free. Okay.
Knock him out, somebody.
Right.
Don't.
He grabs the sacrificial knife and throws it at Bradford.
Me. Oh,
Oh, they just broke up their team.
No, wait, sorry. Yeah, she's still the lead, so he can't do that. But he's going to do that to support her disappearing. It's a distraction. She's going to cast an illusion spell to disappear.
Okay.
What you got?
Not a
wow.
lot.
Shadow Walker. I know what this disappearing stuff is like. Or at least slinking and hiding in the shadows. She still has to be able to walk. And I know probably have an idea of where she's going. Somebody knock out that prince. Like, hit him over the head, knock him out.
Okay. So that's 2 for you.
Yeah.
How
Anybody else?
are you, gents? How is Hildred and Bradford supporting?
The tough part is if Hildred tries to knock him out, it's probably going to end up really messy.
Like a Gallagher type moment.
Yeah.
That's the strength of a blacksmith. Just go over and just flip
Punch
the
him.
side of his head. Yeah, Hildred's an ogre. Just go flick the side of his head. He'll probably be out.
I'll distract the dragon because I know probably where this dragon's going to be moving. And so I can move in that direction so she maybe doesn't realize that the illusion worked. You knock the prince out by punching him in the face.
I think Hildred is going to just sort of like stick a hand over his face and go, I'm going to quench you like a fire, but don't die, okay?
This is the scariest thing I've heard in a long time. Suddenly you're breathing in ogre skin.
Just like, it's like that, Mommy,
Yeah,
what does
except
the
it's
look like?
when you take your parent's hand to the baby's face.
And now remind me on this team thing, can he, because that's the better skill, can he switch to be the team lead and I'm distracting? Does it work that way?
Like, who makes the primary role? Is it always
It's the best. It's the best cliche
Okay.
at the time.
Okay, cool.
So
Hildred is now the lead. Bradford, what's your support move?
hey, there's
Ta-da. Probably.
Your illusion's only
Showman.
I mean, you could try and help dispel the illusion, right?
Showman. You start pulling fabric out of the guy's ear.
But I have a knife coming at me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot
you
about that.
pull fabric out of his ears and you use it as a shield.
Wait, he threw the knife at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pull out your hat and catch it.
No, I got it. I pull out my hat, pull out a rabbit, and it catches the knife.
And the rabbit catches
the knife. Oh my goodness. Oh. That's still an 18 though.
Yeah. The rabbit catches.
That poor rabbit.
I didn't mean like this either. I hope everyone caught that.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So that is that. Ooh, this is gonna be tight.
Don't roll a 6. Don't roll a 6.
Yeah, as long as they roll a 4 or less.
Wait.
Well, because it has to be a 6 for them to contribute.
It has to be right. It had no 6s.
No 6s.
Yes.
No 6s. All right.
Poor
So-
rabbit.
Folk.
The
Dinner.
rabbit
That's
catches the dagger between its ears.
This rabbit's a ninja.
And then
Okay,
it
we're not eating that one.
It'll find its way back out from the inside. All right, so the knife toss goes awry. The dragon manages to just slip just barely around Amy, but she knows where it is. And the prince is now suffocating under an ogre hand.
I think it's time to go back to Handy with a blade.
It's
And
time to stab.
boost this one. How much do I really go hard on this one? Boost it double.
You just want to finish it.
We've got a couple solid hits on it.
Finish him. Sorry.
Toasty.
We're not pulling a friendship on this one.
It's just a flesh wound.
Friendship is magic.
Oh gosh.
I
We all
mean,
know the real treasure.
we've already had the Johnny Cage moment where Hildred was handing out autographs. So, okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Handy with a blade and boost it full 8.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because doing so, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, will drop you out of.
Well, this is one that I can double. So
It's one that you did pay for the double boost on.
I don't remember. Okay, I don't remember.
Yes, she did. Yep.
So basically, the skill would have cost, if you have 4 in it, it would have cost 8.
You're down to 2.
Okay.
So you can go up to 4, but that's it.
No, my
After-
knows where the soft parts are was the one that I boosted last time.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do 2 on this one to take it up to 6. I drop it to 2 if I have to.
Yeah.
I want to end this. It's getting late.
It is.
Hildred to help, completely ignoring the foppish prince who is mildly suffocating under her giant hands, looks up to the top of the cavern at one of the stalactites and says, "Hey, you, the stone up top, now would be the time to drop," and tries to get one of the stalactites to break off and impale this thing.
Oh,
Stone Whisperer.
All Stone Whisperer supporting the Blade Mistress.
Aw,
Yeah.
no support. But a 24 base roll.
All right, what are you going to do?
That there's no way to stop a 24 base roll.
Okay.
All right then.
Well, just for fun.
So yeah,
That one.
and the prince is the leader.
Good night, sweet prince.
He tries to bite Hildred.
That's not going to work.
While the dragon tries to fly away.
Oh, no, they're winning.
No.
Like a
No.
one-winged dove.
Yeah. All right.
Dinner, anyone?
Not this
Prince-
rabbit. Hildred said so.
Yeah.
No, I
The
think
prince assigns the damage to the dragon.
Yeah.
And the dragon is out of the fight.
Oh. What a cowardly move.
Okay, now just go punch the prince.
Nah, just keep your hand over his mouth for a
I'll
while.
give you all my money if you say I was the one who took the dragon out.
No, I need the fame.
I'm gonna use the
The
hilt.
thing is, though, you all you hear is.
When the
I
dragon
use
goes
my
down,
one and knows where the soft parts are to basically take the hilt to the soft parts.
when the dragon goes down, you just see Bradford go, ta da.
Okay, that was a good one.
Okay.
Okay, my assist.
Actually, sorry. He's going to double this, too.
Oh. Maybe I should use Handy with a blade instead.
What are we doing?
We're gonna get rid of the prince.
We gotta get rid of the prince.
Prince.
You're still suffocating him, right, Hildred?
Yeah.
So you're lead,
Can I
and then
just go ahead?
what were you gonna do?
Charm him into shutting up. Coming with us.
I mean, that would be pretty awesome.
I don't know if I have enough juice to do it though.
I doubt it, given that he just doubled his roll.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
We just have to. Well, actually, I guess with this, we just have to, take the hit, and then he's
Blast
gonna
him.
Yeah.
knock himself out with it.
Do whatever you want. I'll show him
Yeah,
something on this thing.
I think Hildred will take the hit, regardless of what happens. So whatever roll you all want to make, or whatever thing we want to use for this.
Yeah, actually, I don't think there's any circumstance where everyone would be out of the fight. So
No.
someone will still be out.
Yeah, y'all. Well,
So-
it's a team effort, so
Yeah.
there's still.
Exactly. Yeah. Whoever took it, 2 people will still be up. The prince is down.
Yep. So
Well, and
fight
even
is
if it's
won.
I think-
it's
Hildred is still trying to just be like, has her hand over his face, like.
Yeah.
So
His final gambit failed. You have succeeded in defeating the dragon and the prince, who were teamed up to try and con their money.
Right. So, yay! We should.
Yay, we did the thing.
I am totally taking this skin somehow.
The dragon skin?
Dragons or
I need its eye for my new crystal ball.
hey, dragon meat will probably go real well in parent stall.
Yeah, exactly. I'm totally butchering this thing up.
We gotta
Yeah,
sit
if
and wait.
Pick up any. No, you guys can go ahead. If there's any gyms or anything around, I'll keep them. Might
It's like-
tell you about them later.
It's like when you're too low level in Skyrim and you take too many dragon bones, you can only carry so much of it.
Oh gosh. Yep.
Well, the dwarves are also willing to help you out after you've.
Yeah, well, and we have an expert squire who can help us pack things. We have an expert butcher to know which parts go where, and we've got a an ogre, and
You don't know.
Somebody
And Bradford.
eat the rest. and you've got the pack animals to eat the
Yeah,
rest.
we gotta feed the pack lizards. So
That's a little
Which
bit.
all
like
probably stayed down at the bottom level where it was warm and not up here in the snowy mountains.
But-
Do lizards eat
There's
dragons?
nothing worse than having to drag torpid pack lizards across a mountainside.
Oh.
Just
Yeah, no.
thunk,
And the
thunk.
imagery on this has been hilarious. Well done, everyone.
Oh, it's great. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Colin,
It was wonderful.
Colin, are you still awake? You gonna terminate the recording now?
he's barely awake. I just
Kill
put
it.
him-
This has been We've Missed Us Tabletop and the Mythweavers Virtual Meetup, Take 3. I'm your host, Eric. I have been joined by Amy, Logan,
Bye.
Ding, and Origami. It's been great. Thanks, everyone.
Y'all have a good night.
And keep on weaving those myths.
Ta-da!
Steal my